scenarios for each one
Look
of
up
them
some
where they could be
YouTube videos.
used. I'm about shit, man. I'm seriously thinking about restarting my YouTube. I'm not. That was one of the more time-consuming and daunting tasks of the type of content that I was trying to do at
just
one
revive the everything MCU.
I could do that too. But see, this one, all right. So
you would only be able to do stuff before 2021, but still,
yeah. But this kind of also what I was trying to avoid. Like over the years, I have seen things that prevented monetization.
Yeah.
And yes, it was things I actually wanted
to do. Demon Spawn.
Yo, McKenna changed hers, and Cindy changed hers. Mother Demon and shit.
What up, McKenna?
Yeah, I saw that the other day on Grade Street.
That's hilarious. You guys are the best.
But nah, like I'm trying to do some cheat code shit here. Where like just imagine, I'm gonna have to take a look at it, but just imagine if we got another Story Block account, because they have just a wide library of video footage, like extremely. Now Majestic has a motion array one, which is dope because it does have a bunch of shit in there.
Yeah.
And I think it's better for stock music.
Sure.
It's better for that. But Story Blocks is crazy. What up, the beans?
What up?
Appreciate the like.
Absolutely.
But I really want to do some super evergreen bullshit.
No, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? That I can use some stock footage that I don't have to worry about no royalty, nothing with that, and really get into getting the SEOs right. And I think, but this is low labor sort of thing with some of the tools that we got now. It's low labor. The most labor will be, of course, editing of the videos themselves and making a thumbnail. That's, you know what I'm saying? That would be it.
Right.
Oh, and of course, the labor of doing voiceovers. If I use my voice in the voiceover, I don't necessarily even have to use my voice.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's there's an opportunity there to cheat. It's hard for me to resist cheating. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I see
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying, it seems like a no-brainer. Like all of the stuff that we complained about, the as far as the workload we complained about, a lot of that stuff is being just alleviated. So now it's like, all right, I got this. Now I'm definitely gonna use these tools, of course, for the combo content as well. Of course, that makes sense. I'm doing that now, but just for other shit outside of that, like,
facts.
You know,
facts.
If I could think of a good hook for the for that channel or whatever, like that name, you know, whatever, like shit, watch. Because like I said, the only reason I don't restart the wildlife search thing is because I still would have to get that footage, and motion array don't have a lot. Like I said, Story Blocks, oh my, it's been around so long that it just has a ridiculous library of stock footage. Absolutely ridiculous. And I have a lot of it that when I did have the account, I took a lot of it, like downloaded a lot of it from back then. But I think I used quite a bit of it. I had to go back and look into in that folder to see if there's any animals left that I just didn't snatch up. Oh, I may do one of this. I may do one of this. I have to go in there and look and see. But
right.
And of course, the work would be all front loaded in that I had to figure out the overall look and flow of the way I want the videos designed, whatever. But that's all front loaded labor that I wouldn't have to do after that. Now, after I create the template, it's just inserting the stuff in the template and keeping it moving.
Facts.
I don't know. Think about it. I'm definitely thinking about
fix.
it. I could even do the science series again, like for real. Like, even though I do like how that series ended. It ended with us at the March for Science in DC.
Right.
That's a good ending. You know, I forget how many videos is in that series, but I did quite a few videos in that series. Most of them I think came out like really well. That was like a high end production for me at that point. At that point, I can do way better now. But when I look back at those videos, I don't cringe. When I say like, ugh, I don't cringe. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was showing potential of what I could do with the right tools and all of that and motivation. Right. Thanks. But with this new shit, what? What? They're gonna be calling me the Matrix now, yo. They're gonna be calling me Stephen Hawking.
Tell you we're in the Matrix now, yo.
Yeah, we are, yo. Without question. Here's the thing, yo. It's really still kind of the beginning. It's still the first act with a lot of this shit, because if they get it right online, then the next step, of course, is the peripherals. Like, so the first thing they're gonna do is phone, right? Which we kind of have a version of that, but it doesn't do exactly what this does. Not exactly. Some stuff, but not exactly. You can ask this questions. You can use your Google and hit the mic and ask blah, 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 and it'll give you some whatever. But I mean, the level of flexibility that this has.
It's not the same. It's not
right.
the same. It's levels.
Yo, this is, we getting close to Jarvis.
Bro.
They give it a personality.
But no, I think it has personalities. Because again, it answers your questions differently than it answers mine.
That's true. That's true.
And we asked the same damn question.
That's facts. That's facts.
So I don't.
It need a voice. It need a voice.
No, it's not. Let's
it needs a voice, yo.
Let's slow down.
It needs a voice.
Let's slow down.
Look, the text stuff is good.
Again, right? IA had some very poignant points about AI that I do not want to come true.
Oh no, listen, my disillusionment with humanity is so broad Enochian at this point. I want it all, Chico.
Yo, I think it's such a serendipitous coincidence that his initials happen to be IA. and he's warning of the dangers of AI.
It's true. It's true. but I'm warning. He's warning of the dangers of AI. I'm warning of the dangers of human beings.
Well, sure. Hold on. Both of you can be right in this case. I don't.
Can. So that means they would cancel. What's up, Jonathan?
No, nigga, that's not how that works. What up, Jonathan?
Listen.
I'm about to start hashtagging every post. I'm about to start hashtagging every post where Asimov was right.
yo, listen. Hear me out. Humans are a danger.
What up?
Because humans created.
Well, sure. AI. Again, it's a cyclical thing. Yeah, that does not change anything I'm saying. Everything you're saying is absolutely correct. However, no.
And then once we're gone, no one has to worry about.
Here's the thing. Again, a very astute observation, but I believe him.
Oh yeah, I do too. I do too. I do. Believe him. I think he was ahead of his time.
Clearly,
on a lot of observations, especially in that one.
Right.
But again, all I'm looking at currently at the time is how useful this shit is, and this is a human flaw.
Sure,
this is a human flaw.
You are making his point.
I'm making his point for him. Yeah, I absolutely am. This is extremely useful. I would be remiss. This is an embarrassment of riches, right?
No, that's chapter 3. What are you doing?
Listen, it's extremely useful. Like, what do they want me to do? What do they want me to say?
No, listen. I want you to say no.
Let me tell you something. The way I'm gonna tell you why it's even more dangerous than we've even thought about before, right? Because the way they have set up capitalism has made it extremely difficult for average folks.
Thanks.
So when there's something that gives you access to things that previously people in your field who had the bag to pay people to do for them, now you can do it, and it lessens your workload. Because these other content creators with money, they got script writers, they got editors, they got all some stuff.
All that.
So when somebody takes that and balls it into a couple of apps, right? They ball it into a couple of apps, and you go, wait a minute, you saying I could do this? This is not that much different than my experience in broadcasting online. When I was a kid, I kind of always wanted to do this. Right. My cousins will tell you the way we used to play, like we was reading the news in front of mirrors and shit with papers and shit, right? Always kind of wanted to do this broadcast thing, right? But back then, the expectation was that I would never be able to do it because it's a whole bunch of hoops you got to go through. You got to do this, that's probably not going to be able to do that. And then the tech revolution in this area happened. Now, you and I got a show, not because we kissed the ass of some broadcast station manager or some executive for some network, simply because we had the tools to be able to broadcast and all that. So this is kind of the same thing for me, even though I know it's potentially life ending. listen. Even
this is chapter 4 now. What are you doing?
Look, I'm just saying. For me, am I willing to risk it? Maybe.
Yo, all right, okay.
So we had 11. We might as well start the.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I mean, there's only so much I can push back on you, because I'm not gonna stop using it either. But that's not the point that I'm making.
Well, no, we're gonna have to talk about this too, because I do have some observations about the whole AI art thing and the response about it. You know.
Yeah.
But let's do this intro first. I'm gonna do this for Demon Spawn real quick. Me. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You.
My guy Adequate is going to join us a little later. I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now look, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Unfortunately, I will only be here for 2 hours. I don't know if Addy pops in, maybe SPJ Addy.
Depending on how far you feeling.
Yeah, you know. But we do got stuff to talk about today, like we usually do. And it's just one of them weeks. I hate to be. Listen, I've often complained about how giddy newscasters look when some events take place, and we got some shit to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? Well, now we kind of in that boat.
That's us.
We got it in that boat, right?
Yeah.
Before we do that, though, I don't really have a whole lot.
I got
for this week, so I'm gonna let you just go ahead and run that.
Nigga. All right. So, all right. So I'm gonna speed by the less consequential things, but it's a lot. All right. So more United States Postal Service lies, shenanigans, accusations,
and
false accusations. So I hate when I get a package from Amazon delivered by the United States Postal Service on a Sunday. Like, I was being generous when I said 50%, but like 70% of the time, they use this dumbass obvious lie as to why they aren't going to deliver it on Sunday.
And you don't.
It says delivery attempted, but front door or driveway was not accessible.
Really?
This is an obvious lie for several reasons. First, I live in an apartment building. There is no driveway to speak of, and the front door of the building is literally always accessible.
Wow.
First of all, the information to get into my building is in my Amazon profile. because I know I live in an apartment with a locked main door.
Yes.
And I don't want them leaving my shit outside.
No, I feel you.
Second, it's the United States Postal Service. They have the code to get into our fucking building.
Wow.
Because so how else would they deliver the mail?
There's no excuse.
Right. Failing both of those situations, there's a buzzer on the front fucking door that they never use. Literally, I was in this bitch Sunday up doing shit. I had looked at my phone to do something. I put my phone down. 2 seconds later, I get a notification saying delivery attempted. What? No! Y'all did not buzz the buzzer. Nothing.
Are you sure?
Nigga, again, I was up and active.
But you had headphones on, so you probably
no, nigga. Anyway, Christmas came early. I got my gimbal.
I hate you.
Monday.
I hated you Tuesday. He got his gimbal Monday, and I hated him on Tuesday.
Boy, is it conveniently inconvenient. I'm gonna have to start doing curls or something. Cause
see, this is it.
Here's the thing.
Remember,
the thing. It's not heavy to the point of being hard to hold or carry. That's not it. That's not the issue. It's just heavy enough that it's hard to hold steady with one hand.
All right, so I want you to hear me and hear me well. M16 weighs about 7 pounds. If you take the magazine out, take these fingers and put it in the magazine and hold it out like this. After a while, it will kick your ass. So if you're walking around with these gimbals, trying to get footage for an extended period of time, it's going to wear on you.
Absolutely. Without question.
You know?
So yeah, I'm about to start doing curls and shit.
Yo, do you remember? Well, I'm sure you remember the manual one that I purchased and I gave to you. I gave it to you because one, because it was manual. There's a certain way you have to walk with that, and I'm too old for that shit. Like that shit will cramp. I was like, oh nah, B, no. I need some motorized shit. This ain't like you figure it out.
Facts.
You figure it out. Like nah.
Facts. Oh god.
Hell no.
So, but this shit is amazing. It has a selfie mode.
I hate you.
That I can use for my vlogs. It has the joystick that I can control. I can also control it with the phone's accelerometer.
I hate him. I 100% hate him and his gimbal life right now. His motorized gimbal life. I hate him.
Yo, you can connect to the phone, right? And it'll follow how you move the phone. Right? That's crazy.
And now he's going into the old fancy little stuff with phones and all of that. Like, I hate him. I hate him.
There's also a mode where you can just sit it down and select the subject and it will follow the subject.
I hate this nigga.
So it's amazing. But onto the conveniently inconvenient thing. Most of that's for travel purposes. My goal for this trip, this next week trip, is to not check a bag. It's not an issue that I ever have because I always pack light. I only check a bag when I want to take liquids.
Right.
But my suitcase is small enough for Southwest to consider it a carry-on. Right. So I usually have my suitcase and my camera bag because the camera bag is small enough for Southwest to consider a personal item. You're allowed one personal item, one carry-on.
Yes.
But now I have that laptop. I'm not putting the laptop in the suitcase. That doesn't make sense. I have a book bag for that. Right. But the book bag has a bunch of room and a bunch of compartments. Like it's an amazing book bag. So I was going to just take both book bags.
Right.
But now that's not really feasible because I have the gimbal.
Yep.
So the gimbal folds up It came with its own case, but the case is too big to fit into any bag I have except the suitcase.
Right.
I was trying not to take the suitcase. Without the gimbal case, without the case of the gimbal, and just folding it, it can fit into the camera bag, but just barely, and with only room for the gimbal, the camera, and like batteries and shit.
Right. No
but when I go on trips, none of that. But when I go on trips, I usually put all of my electronics in my camera bag.
Right.
So
that's what I do too. Phone, charger, all of it in the camera.
But Kristen and Marcus told me that I should probably just take the suitcase and the camera book bag and just put the camera in the laptop book bag. And just put the camera in the laptop book bag and still have that be in my electronic bag.
Right.
My only issue I'm having with that is I don't know if it fits the requirements to be considered a personal, because it's big. It's not a small book bag. Yeah. But
I'm trying to remember the last time I had a laptop, it was a big laptop. And the case was a nice size case, right? I took that with me to Orlando. But I don't remember how.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to use. I'm gonna have that backpack in the suitcase. I'm gonna try to do it that way. Hopefully, it's not an issue. But again, for a normal outing that doesn't require me to get on the airplane, the gimbal's not a problem. I just put it in its case and put that in the trunk. Like, that's not a problem. All right, moving on. I should not be able to intimidate a security guard just by my mere presence.
Yes, you should.
I should not.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why you should.
Why?
So he's a security guard. Nigga, I've intimidated policemen by my presence. So when you take the contrast, right? This is top flight security over here.
I still stand by the idea that it should not be a thing. I'm not saying it
that's why we be getting shot, yo. That's why we be getting shot. Like, so security officer don't even have the same. You know what I mean?
So I was getting lunch from the food truck on Wednesday. As I approach, I see that there's a line. Like, it's 3 people in the line. The last person in the line was the security guard. They were all properly spaced out as I'm approaching it. They were giving each other enough fucking room because, I hate lines and people. Right. But they were giving each other an appropriate amount of room.
You hate lines and people, and you also hate people in lines.
That's all facts. Yeah. All facts. I get in the line, and this nigga just lost all his resolve. Like, before I got there, he was standing tall, solid, not moving. I get there. Now he's rocking back and forth. He jittery. That space that he had previously given the person in front of him evaporated. Yeah, he might as well have been in this nigga back pocket now.
Right.
And I'm like, yo.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. This is the one thing that I had to come to the realization of too. So when I was younger, it was all about the intimidation factor. That's what it is, right?
Right.
When you get older and become a grown ass man, you realize that shit don't really get you any goddamn where for all the shit, the grown shit you have to do. Like,
hold up, no, we were the same fucking height.
But were you the same size?
He's bigger than me.
Listen. There are you can attest to the fact, I'm sure, that there are times you wish to be less intimidating because it gums up the works of shit
it's not
trying
helpful.
To do.
Right.
They're not seeing you for what you need or want at the time. They're just seeing you as this, like, they're no longer focused on helping you.
Yeah.
Like they're focused on, like, oh shit, I hope this don't go left. And that's not what you need their attention for at this point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Like, luckily I was just getting lunch, but
right.
Nigga.
Right.
Like, what is Anyway, moving on. Yo, niggas really be trying to get over. Maybe. I preface this with maybe.
Oh no. They be
no,
trying
okay.
to. I don't know if this case.
Yes.
But yeah, but
niggas do really be trying to get over.
Oh hell yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
I'm niggas. but so this girl I know, long story short, we met, we became cool. We'll start at earlier this year though. Okay. So she had moved to Texas sometime in the last year or so. She got comfortable and everything and stopped always coming back home so much. Because when she first went out there, she was always back home. Always back home. She finally got comfortable, stopped coming home as much. But she was at some point after the comfortability, I guess the homesickness kicked in. And she was a little down. She wanted to come home, and she was talking about how she didn't really rock with too many people back here because they were phony and blah, blah, this, blah, blah. Which is a common misunderstanding, which also sometimes is true.
Right.
Because a lot of relationships are situational, but people don't always realize it's a fucking net. It's one net. It just keeps fucking. Anyway,
nigga, there's 7 billion nets.
I mean, yeah, that's the.
Wait a minute, 8 billion.
Yeah. Anyway, so like people often don't realize that relationships are situational, and often in a relationship, the people in a relationship might not realize that it's situational because they never had to be in a different situation.
Right.
So whatever. So they was phony, blah, blah, blah. She was homesick. She wanted to come visit family, but she didn't want to be confined to her grandmother's house because she didn't want to necessarily follow grandmother rules. You know how grandmothers be with grown kids. Sometimes they don't realize they grown.
Yeah, facts.
So that shit happened. So she has a baking business. So in order to help her out and to make sure I actually got something out to do, I bought a cake from her. And we went half from the Airbnb. This was when I did that little staycation in Fed Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So she came, we had fun. I said on here, shit she tried to pull, but trying to get me to drive all the way over east to pick her up. But again, I ain't falling for that shit, so whatever. Water under the bridge. The time at the Airbnb ended. I think she stayed at her grandmother's house for 2 nights. Right. She was supposed to leave, but she got sick. She ended up staying here for another 2 or 3 weeks. After she stopped being sick, we hung out a couple more times. All fun. Okay. She went home. I never got my cake. Now, probably in late August, she texted me, hitting me with a similar spiel that she had before we did the Airbnb thing. But the message ended in, I'll call you tomorrow.
Right.
I said, okay. Didn't hear from this nigga again until like the week before Thanksgiving. Right. So she asked me for my address so she could send the cake. Of course, that never happened. But we were talking on and off last week, and she brought up this trip she wanted to do for her birthday in April. She says she's doing an Airbnb and she's booking by the room. She has a room. Her homegirl has a room, and there were 2 more rooms.
Right.
So that's a 4-room house. I need y'all to remember that. That's important.
4. So
I tell her, we got a trip in March, but let me know how much your trip is, right? She says it's $700 for the room plus however much your plane ticket is.
Right. Now,
mind you, when she told me about the trip, she said that she knows it was last minute, but she already had a couple people that were going. But $700 didn't seem right to me. Right. Y'all know how much I travel. And I only do Airbnbs unless I'm at somebody's resort.
Right.
So, and I'm the one that books them.
Right.
So I'm familiar with Airbnbs and the price. Actually, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, so I asked her to send me the link. Send me the link. She immediately calls me. Again, y'all know me. I ain't answer the goddamn phone. Because what could we possibly have to be on the phone for? I asked you for information that should only have required you to copy and paste.
Yeah, but she has some other information she needed to give you that she could only give you over the phone.
Then I get a text 5 minutes later. I don't have a link. I'm not booking it until I know who all is going, and then we can all put the deposit down to hold the house. Ma'am. If you haven't booked a house, then how the fuck are you giving me a price? Because sure, hypothetically, it could cost $700. That's not a ridiculous, like, well, I'll get to that a little bit later. But depending on what you pick and how many people stay signed on or drop out, it could go higher than $700.
Right.
Then, who the fuck is going to Costa Rica for effectively 2 days? The trip is from the 14th to the 17th.
Nah, B. It's nowhere in the world I'm flying down to Costa Rica for 2 goddamn days.
Bruh.
It's not happening.
So, let's say the room actually does come out to $700, right? By the way, I looked on Airbnb for those exact dates, and there are a bunch of nice Airbnbs.
I'm sure
do not price that much. That don't cost that much. But anyway, let's say the room does cost $700. So I looked at flights. This shit got ridiculous, y'all. So my automatic go-to is always Southwest.
Right.
The cheapest flights for when I went to the Southwest, I put the dates in. There was no return flight for that day. But the flight there was $421, and it was a 13-hour flight with one layover.
Wait, what?
It was a long-ass layover.
God damn.
All right, so Southwest wouldn't be the thing. All right, cool. Their presence,
and that was the only flight.
Yeah, apparently their presence in Costa Rica isn't big yet.
Wow.
All right, cool. So I went to booking.com so I can get an aggregate.
And you want to go on Spirit? Yeah, I got you.
Nah, listen, I didn't even see Spirit on the list. But so I went to booking.com so I can get an aggregate of different airlines. Nick.
Exactly, McKenna. Exactly.
The cheapest possible flights round trip for the day she picked came out to about $557. That's great, right?
Yeah.
Except the first flight had 3 layovers, and the entire time was 41 hours. What? The flight home was a lot better. I'm
not doing
it. It was only 26 hours.
I'm not doing it.
Nigga. All right, so this site had filters. So I filtered the flight time to something way less ridiculous. And the cheapest round trip with actual reasonable travel time is $1,000, and that's still with travel times of 7 and 8 hours.
Right.
I didn't even check to see which airline it was because it didn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
So now we're at $1,700. Mind you, this doesn't include any food, any drinks, any entertainment.
Yeah.
Also, I paid less than that for my week-long trip to the Dominican Republic in a luxury resort with free food, unlimited drinks, and a freaking butler.
Yeah, no doubt. So now
and plenty of things to do.
Right.
I honestly, I started this off saying niggas be trying to get over. I honestly think she just don't know what the fuck she doing.
No. That's entirely possible.
Because I know from conversations, it ain't like she balling. She ain't got. She not. Yeah.
Yo, 1,700 is a crazy
for effectively a 2-day trip.
Yeah, yo, that's
No, I'm not doing. Listen. And now I'm torn between whether I should just leave it alone or if I should help that poor baby out. Because the last thing I'm going to do as a single person with no kids is slave at somebody else's company. And my big reward to myself is a weekend trip to Costa Rica for $1,700 dollars.
Listen.
That trip is going to come out to more than $2,000.
Yes.
Because I didn't include food, didn't include drinks, didn't include anything to do, didn't include transportation while you're there to do whatever you want to do.
Just the amount of time y'all gonna be in transit.
Nigga, that's why I said it's a 2-day trip. It's actually a 4-day, but those the first day and the last day don't fucking count.
Nope. First day you just getting there, you ain't gonna really be getting nothing off. And the last day you preparing to leave the next day, so you can't be out there doing, like it's just,
bruh.
Although I will say, when I went down,
facts, Jonathan.
You said more time in the air than goes through. That's a fact. I will say, when I went down to Dragon Con this year, the last day was cool. The last day was cool because nearly, as packed as it was the whole time we was there, it wasn't hardly nobody there for real, but it was just enough people so it wasn't empty.
Yeah.
And it made for much more like the winding down experience.
Yeah,
felt a lot better, right? But
that makes sense.
In Belize, our last day, that's the day we went to the pyramid. So we got up early, of course, the next morning to catch our flight and get the fuck up out of there. But I just don't know.
There's no way.
Nigga, and it only took us 3.5 hours to get to Belize. Right. It's like, nah, Pete, no.
No, there's no way. No, Vito.
Yeah, Vito, I say.
100%.
Vito.
It's like, just not, there's no way. I haven't told her yet. I told her I would let her know, but nigga. That was before I actually really thought about it. Because when we were actually talking about it, I had forgot the dates that she had said.
Right.
I'm like, wait, what? A 2 day? No, fuck that. Anyway, 10 minutes later, my phone rings again.
You don't answer it.
No, I answered this time. It wasn't her. It's that one friend. Y'all know what I mean when I say that one friend. But if you don't, let me remind you. It's that one friend, the one who got mad at me because she was 3 hours late to her the one who literally talked about my birthday on Facebook, but never wished me a happy birthday. The one who acted an ass during the time frame of the Myrtle Beach trip. The one who insists on calling me, even though she knows I don't like being on the phone. That one friend.
That's why she calls you.
Listen. So she called me. I picked up the phone because I feel a little bad. Morning.
Mr. Anderson.
I feel a little bad because when we went bowling, I had forgot to invite her because, I didn't forget to invite her. What happened is her and Fab were going to a gala. And nigga, whatever.
I'm not going.
I can't. Listen, whatever. They were going to a gala. And when we made the plan to go bowling, Fab said, I'm going to a gala. I'm like, okay. So the day of the fucking bowling situation, we were in the group chat talking, and I was like, what fucking kind of gala? Like, what is this? And why are you doing this on a Friday? And he's like, oh, no, it's not today. I'm like, oh, shit. Well, nigga, come bowling then.
Right.
I never thought again to text my other homegirl. It never entered my mind. So she calls me. She like, are you busy? I say, kinda. Because I was actually literally typing out my Cliff Notes for the last story I just told. Because again, it's 10 minutes later.
Right.
What up, free thinker?
Free thinker.
So she like, you busy? I'm like, kinda. She said, all right. Can you do me a favor? What's up? Can you take me somewhere? Huh? Can you take me to get some food? What? Can you take me to get some food and bring me back to my house?
Hold up, bro.
Okay.
I need to check something real quick. Okay. I was wondering, there's Uber Eats?
Shut up, nigga. Listen. She like, can you take me to get some food and bring me back to my house? I'm like, what's wrong with your car? She responds, I'd rather not tell you because I don't want to be judged. Let's stop right here.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen out there,
the jury,
be more aware of who you call your friends.
Yeah.
As a friend, if you do something stupid, I am 1,000% going to judge you.
These are the facts.
Wait, yes, actually judge. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, every time. The thing is, though,
I'm also going
always
to
from a good place. Yeah, it's always from a good place. It is legitimately always from a good place. If I'm your friend, I want the best for you.
Right.
So I'm going to ridicule the decision that you made and explain to you why it was not a good decision if you don't get it. And then I'm going to try to help you out.
Right.
So anyway, she eventually tells me what happened. What happened isn't important. Apparently everything was fine the next day. So cool. No harm, no foul. My issue is actually the rest of the interaction. So again, we're on the phone. I ask her, is she ready right now? Her response is, technically, but I can wait. I repeat myself. Are you ready right now?
So that motherfucker sounding like Triple H. Oh,
nigga.
Ready.
Like, are you ready right now? She says, yes. I said, all right, cool. I'm on my way. I get off the phone. I finish what I was doing. I go put clothes on. I go to my car. I drive to her house.
Awesome.
I text her, I'm here. 7 or so minutes pass. I'm starting to get irritated. I call her. She answered the phone. I say, yo, what are you doing? Come outside. She says, all right, I'm coming outside. She's
7 minutes
developed.
would have had me pull off. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bruh, she's developed this habit the last two out of the last 3 times that she's asked me to come to her house for whatever reason. I live 2 minutes away from her. We'll confirm that I'm on the way, and then somehow she'll fall asleep. I have no idea how the fuck she falls asleep so quickly. I don't even know how it was possible this time, because after I got off the phone with her, she had to call her food in. So how the fuck did you have time to go to sleep?
Is it possible that she has some sort of sleeping disorder?
I guess so. Like,
I think my brother had something like that.
It's possible,
used to fall asleep. Like, we'd be sitting there, turn lost. What the fuck?
Nigga, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. Because I'm leaning toward that being the fucking answer. Because again,
it happens all the time.
How the fuck did you fall asleep so quickly? I literally, yo.
You know what needed to happen? To be honest, since she's about 2 minutes away from you, and she has this predisposition to like fall the fuck asleep, she should have walked down to your house,
nigga.
And then y'all could have went from there. That would have kept her awake.
Absolutely.
And you wouldn't. Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. But so I'm like, all right. She comes outside. And we're on our way. Now we're driving, and the alarm for the seatbelt not being buckled is going off. I say to her, put your seatbelt on. Y'all, I have never wanted to physically assault her in my life.
Damn it!
But what happened next made me actually contemplate it. Her response was, how do you know the alarm is not for your seatbelt?
Hold up. Carry the 5. What the fuck is she talking about?
Bruh,
what is she talking about?
And because I was what up, sis? Because I was beyond the point of being annoyed at this point, I just actually earnestly answered her question. I said, because I have my seatbelt on. Like, what do you? I don't.
Yo, let me ask you this. This is before y'all took off, right?
No, we were driving at this point.
I would have stopped the car. Get out. And went back home. Stop playing with me.
Yo. And when I told her that, I'm like, yo, my seatbelt is on. She says, as if this justifies this dumbass question she just asked me. She says, well, yeah, you know, some alarms do it no matter which seatbelt isn't collected.
Do you know that your seatbelt is not on?
Right. First of all, to my knowledge, and I could be, maybe I'm wrong about this, but to my knowledge,
right, Shay,
all of them work that way. All of them will sound no matter whose seatbelt is not connected. Correct me if I'm wrong. But to my knowledge, all of them work that way. That does not negate the fact that I would know if I had my seatbelt on or not.
Boy, that U-turn would have been so sharp, it would have been a V. It would have been a V. Wow! Out of here. Get out of my car.
What is going on? All right. So, to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, we went to high school together. Our high school was one of the top 5 high schools in the state. It's one of the best high schools in the country. Also, one thing I've always said is people who attend my high school are some of the most intelligent people I've ever met. Common sense, though.
And just to give you guys a bit more,
that's not really in the recipe.
Background setting. All the rest of us in the school, in the city, in school, we hated that school.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Look, I understand.
He hated it.
All right, so for this next part, it's going
the rest of us in the dumb schools.
Shut up, nigga. For this next part, it's going to be hard for me to explain if I did.
Yo. McKenna said she would have hit someone by that.
Like, listen,
it's too much.
I feel like I showed.
You did. You showed a lot of restraint, bro.
So I'm gonna have to use a visual aid for this one because everybody ain't from where we from.
Yeah, facts.
So this, where we at? This right here. God damn it! Hold on, I got to get my bearings about me. All right, there we go. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at the screen, this right here is Emerson Village. This is
where
the
I grew up.
Shopping center.
Yeah.
Of Emerson Village.
All
of this is Emerson Village.
Legendary.
But this right here is the when you say we're talking about a store and you say you're going to the village, this is the
this is the village I'm talking about. This is my origin story location. All of that.
Yeah, this is the Uplands area that he was talking about over here.
Bruh.
That's now very posh. Shit. It's very posh.
That was projects. Like, what the fuck?
So, all right. This, let me show y'all. This is the general area. Hold on, where we at? Old Frederick. So I know it looks far, but that's only because I'm zoomed in.
Right.
This is the general area that I live in.
Right.
She lives like right here. Again, 2 minutes driving from me. So from where we live to the village is about 5 minutes. Not because it's super duper close. The biggest reason it's only about 5 minutes is because of the lack of traffic lights.
Facts.
On the route that I take.
Facts.
So I go all the way up this street, all the way here. This is my first traffic light. Then you go all the way up here. This is the second traffic light. And then there's a traffic light right here. Yeah. It's only 3 traffic lights, right? So we right here. We're right here. She says to me, make this left. Now, technically, if I would have made this left, we would have gotten to our destination approximately 25 seconds earlier. But when she said make the left, it didn't register because it was a dumbass thing to say. So I didn't even it was not even in my mind that would be a direction that was given to me. So it went over my head.
You spazzed on it. Yeah, you spazzed on it.
No, it went over my head. So I'm like, oh shit, damn. And I'm like, why?
See, I thought nothing went over your head. Your reflexes.
No, I'm not that quick.
Catch it.
No. So I'm like, why? Ma'am, why am I turning left?
Yo,
her answer is,
listen, when he breaks out the ma'am, you done fucked up now.
My question to her is, why am I turning left? Her answer is, because I'm going to the other end of the village. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Let me show y'all. Get this. This is Emerson Village.
That's Emerson Village.
It's about a 2-block length.
Yo, you know what's so crazy about this aerial photo? You can tell how many fires.
Oh, nigga. Yes.
Yes. It's on fire.
Absolutely. Like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. All facts.
Those were buildings.
Those were buildings at one point, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeez.
Sis, what up? So again,
up,
this is like a 2-block length.
Yeah.
So since we were past this point, where she wanted
high
me,
school. That's the sorry.
Yeah, the high school. Oh, sorry. So
no, we hated school Houston.
I mean, it is what it is. So since we're past this point where she asked me to make the left, she tells me to make the left right here.
Right.
Now, because I didn't want to fucking argue, I went ahead and made the left. Here's the problem.
What's the problem?
There's a stop sign right here. 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 Then it's a dead end where you got to make a left to go back to the original street that she told me to turn onto, and then make a right to come out here. So let me recap. If I would have gone the way that I was going, and she told and made a left when she told me to make the left the first time, we would have saved about 25 seconds. Since I didn't, and we ended up going around in this fucking mulberry bush, we ended up getting there about a minute and a half later than we would have if she would have just left me the fuck alone.
So the only question I really have about all of that is, did you get the pen? I'd have got the pen.
Listen,
like 1, 2, 3, I would have got it, or submission. Like the fuck?
Listen, so we get there, and she wants to talk for like 5 more minutes before she gets out to get her food. She finally gets out to get her food. She comes back. We go back to her house. I pull up in front of her house to let her out. She continues to talk for like 10 more minutes.
No, you just cost me everything. Like,
she continues to talk for 10 more minutes. Then she finally puts her foot, that first foot, out of the car and onto the ground, and then proceeds to talk for 5 more minutes.
Yo, when she put her first foot out, you were supposed to take your foot and
you stupid. No, I am not.
The door.
No. So now here's the thing. I want this to be very clear. I love her.
You love this person. I knew you was
this is
that.
one of my.
I knew you was gonna say that.
This is one of my best friends. My issue is not her talking to me. My issue is not her wanting to talk to me. That's not the issue. But here's the thing. Once I'm annoyed,
she got That's
once I'm annoyed, once
that's
that switch is flipped, my patience for human beings shrinks exponentially.
And y'all need to understand exactly what that means, because it's already it's already the size of the Grinch's heart. Right?
Nigga.
It's already there.
Nigga. I had 0 plans on leaving the house that night.
Right.
I had stuff to do to prepare for this fucking trip that's coming up. But because my friend, who lives 2 minutes away from me, needed a ride to go somewhere that's 5 minutes away from me, what kind of jerk would I have been to not help, right?
I mean,
but what should have been about a 15-minute trip ended up being almost 45 minutes.
I'm just gonna
listen. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, the specific place that she wanted to get food from does not do delivery.
I don't give a damn. She could have found an approximation.
Listen.
I know you.
I'm not saying that you guys are wrong.
There's a side of you that's like, what kind of man would I be? I get it. I get it. But damn that. You know what I'm saying? Damn that. Damn that to hell.
All right. So last thing with my week. Last thing with my week. Nigga. I almost got out of the week without anything notable from work to complain about. Notice I haven't mentioned work once. But yesterday. So at one of the jobs, the printer is no longer working to scan documents to the PC. Over the past week or so, I've been devoting a little bit of time to try to fix that here and there.
Right.
I did literally everything within my power to try to fix this. It doesn't work. This isn't new. This is something that's actually happened before at different locations. Mm-hmm. And then this whole thing happens where we tell the people who service the machines that we have this problem. They tell us there's nothing they can do. Eventually, they end up coming out and fixing it, or the machine gets replaced. Right. Well, I explained all of this to this guy. He's a manager. Mm-hmm. I explained all of this to him. This particular guy is a boat rocker who doesn't know his job very well. Now, I've been on record several times. Hey. I've been on record several times expressing issues that I have with certain policies at my job. But at the end of the day, my first step with each of these issues is to find out why it is the way that it is. That's the first step. His first step is always to try and change some shit that he has no authority to change.
Or he doesn't understand why it's that way in the first place.
Also,
sounds a lot like Elon Musk.
He's in a new position, doesn't fully know his job. He's only been with the company 2 years. Now, here's the thing, sir. You don't know everything. I know this, man. I know it sounds crazy. You don't know everything.
You are a lot kinder than me because I would have phrased that, sir. You don't.
Well, wait. Wait. Here's the thing. The fucking cheek of you to look around this company and see all these other people that are young, just like you, in relative positions of power, and assume that none of us have thought of these genius ideas that you have to change these policies that we don't agree with. You think none of us has ever had a problem with any of this and has never suggested a different way?
Sounds just like Elon.
Bruh.
What?
Anyway. So once I exhausted my options in trying to fix the issue, I tell him he has to call the company that services the machines. He calls them. They tell him it's not on them. Exactly what I told him they would say. He calls me. He tells me. I tell him, okay, you need to let the vice president that's in charge of the field know that this company is refusing to service us. He says, okay. That was Wednesday. Nothing wrong with the situation so far. That's exactly how it was supposed to go. Right. Yesterday, around 3:30, I get a text from my supervisor, who's not my supervisor. She tells me he called her and gave her the error code that the machine is spitting out. So, and she Googled it, and XYZ is what it means. I tell her, I already know all of this. And I've already done everything I can to fix the problem, and it's not working. But for you, I'll try again.
You know, that smile is still traces of annoyance.
Oh, yeah. Not even traces. If we were in person, she would have seen all of it. Yeah. No, she would have seen all of it, but this was through text. So I get that.
She saw it through the text.
Oh, she knows. She knows me. I've been working with her for 14 years. Yeah, she knows me. So I get to him. Hey, did such and such talk to you? For shits and giggles, I told him, no.
Whatever do you mean?
Yeah, no, I ain't talked to her. Oh, okay. Well, he proceeds to tell me about the error code and that he called the company back. And then he called her to double check before calling the vice president that he was supposed to call. He goes to look through his phone to find the picture that he took of what the error message said. Before he found it, I tell him, I know what the error is. It's a generic error called settings that can mean literally 1,000 things, and it's not helpful. He finally finds his picture, and he regurgitates the error number to me as if to correct me. I say to him, and right next to that number,
I say him,
and right next to that number, what does it say? He said, "Oh, settings." I say, "Yeah." I tell him, "Yeah, you didn't really accomplish anything but waste time."
So my thing is, at this point, when did you get to the point of saying, "Yo, stop playing with me"?
Listen, I decided to have a little bit of fun. That's the only way I was going to get anything out of this situation. It's literally the only way. So he asked me he said, "Okay, so are we getting a new machine?" I said, "I have no idea, but we would have had a much better idea by now if you had done what I told you to do."
Not asked, told.
Yeah, because here's why it's told and not asked. Simply because I laid out the entire process to him before.
Yeah.
But ahead of time. I told him what happens in the situation every time it's happened. And he was
told.
Here's what happens.
Here's
what happens.
Nah.
They are terrified of that vice president. Out in the field, for some reason, they are terrified. And here's the thing.
Is there any
He's not a hard person. No.
He's
not a hard person to talk to at all. Like, I've never had... I may or may not have told the story on here. Back when I was in the field, my first year full time, this motherfucker walked in to a house that me and my partner were in. We were sitting down. He walked in. Hey guys, did what he was there to do, left. I never heard another thing about it.
That is also, it's funny to me about how that particular phenomena elicits so much fear. Bruh. Because that's only from here. Like, I noticed that when I was out of the country, people sit down when they and no one says anything about the employee sitting down for a second, as long as the overall work is being done or has been done. They literally don't do that's that work culture here where you work in a restaurant and literally there are no customers out there and there's nothing going on and you're not in a position to have to cook or prep food and none of that stuff. They expect you to have a towel in your hand, wiping the damn countertop that's not dirty, that's been wiped down. That's that work culture shit.
Stupid idea. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do. I was playing with my phone. But when I heard the door open, when I heard the door open, sleight of hand, I slid that shit in my hoodie pocket. So he never saw my phone out. Now, if he saw my phone out, it might have been a different conversation. I ain't gonna hold you.
When you say you were playing with your phone, is that a game? Was it?
Yeah, I was playing a game. Yeah, I was playing a game. Yeah.
You should have been like, if he'd have said something, you should have been like, that's it right there, Sean. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. That shit right there. You should have been like, I was talking to my daughter.
Yo, honestly, I probably could have got away with it. Hey, what up, Cindy?
What up, Cindy?
I probably would have gotten away with anything. Because again, you gotta either have a bad reputation,
right,
or he has to have caught you several times. He's not that type, he's not that type of boss, at all. But anyway, I digress. They're terrified of him. So that's what the fuck happened. When I told him he had to call him and tell him, he in his head, he
hummed and hard.
Call him. So let me call the company back again and see if I can get
that's what that was.
No, that's not. I told you. They told you exactly what I told you they were going to tell you.
To tell you, right.
What did you think you were going to accomplish? You think you're so smooth that you can talk them into...
Well, he's fresh new talent.
Kind of. Anyway. So, that was the end of the copier part of it. But I'm sitting down at this computer and he's like, "Oh, there are a couple issues with the computer that you're sitting at. Can you help us out with that?" I said, "Sure." Mind you, I go to this office at least once a week. This is the first time any of these issues has been mentioned. For there to be a group of issues, that means that they have existed for a little while.
Right.
Okay. So here are the issues, what he thinks the problem is, and how we concluded each of them. Problem one. Oh, the phone and the computer sometimes don't work. I tell him, okay, one acting up has nothing to do with the other unless the internet is not working.
Right.
He says that's not true. So now I have to break down to him that the computer gets its internet connection from the phone.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Why is he talking to you?
Listen, because he feels like he has to, because he feels important, because he's a manager. Come on now. So I explained to him that the computer gets the internet connection from the phone, but if the phone isn't on, it only affects the computer in that it can't give the computer internet. Right. That's the only connection they have.
Right.
He says, okay, so how do we fix it? I say, fix what? He says, well, sometimes the phone just cuts off. I say, okay, so when the phone cuts off, does the computer cut off? At first, he said, yes. I told him, okay, then that's a maintenance issue. That ain't got shit to do with me. And something could be wrong with the outlet that they're connected to.
Right.
Then he says, oh, no, only the phone cuts off. The PC just doesn't work. He's talking about the internet, which I literally just explained to him.
Right.
So I tell him, then it's either the phone itself or the power cord. I go and I take the power cord out of the phone. The phone starts to reboot. That fucked his head up. Now I have to explain to him what power over the Ethernet is. And because he has this indelible need to know, and yes, ladies and gentlemen that are just listening, I used air quotes, things that he'll never fucking retain. So one thing that has been made abundantly clear to me by working at this job is that I should never assume that any particular individual knows anything about how computers work.
Which is why I
said, so let me explain this.
You don't know everything. You don't know anything.
So let me explain this. What power over Ethernet is on the device where the Ethernet ports are. If you connect it to certain small devices, it has enough power that it will power these small devices.
Yes,
one type of device is phones. So you can power on the phones that we have without the power cord because the Ethernet port provides enough power for it to work. So
yes,
when I did that, I tell him, okay, power cord is gone. If it happens again, it means that it's the phone and not the cord, and he needs to talk to the person that deals with the fucking phones, because that's not me. I said, okay, what's the next problem? Okay, the database doesn't work. All right, I look at the desktop. I don't see the database anywhere. I say, of course it doesn't work. Somebody deleted it. He says, no, it's at the bottom. Now, I don't know how many of you are computer literate. And anyway, again, my job has taught me to never assume that any particular individual knows any basic functions of how computers work. So, on Windows 10 and Windows 11, I don't know about Windows 8 because I never really used it, and I don't remember Windows 7 if they had this feature. But on Windows 10 and Windows 11, you can pin things to the bottom bar, which is called the taskbar. Now, I'm not sure the complete extent of what can be pinned to them because I'm no longer this power user that I used to be in my teens where I had to know every single thing about every single feature.
Bro, I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 things pinned to this taskbar on Windows 11.
The things most commonly pinned to the taskbar are programs or apps. So I look down and see that the program that we use for the database is pinned to the taskbar. I tell him, no, that's just the program. He says, what do you mean? So now I have to break yet another thing down.
Now you have to explain what programs are.
Bruh.
Now,
so I tell him.
Some are free lunch programs. Then there are programs on TV.
God damn it.
You know what I'm saying?
So now I'm like, all right, if I send you a PDF file and you open it to view it, the file was the PDF file, but you opened it in the program Adobe Reader.
Right. You should not have to explain the shit.
He still didn't get it. So
come on,
I looked
man.
at the nah, yo, listen. This is just what happened. So I looked at the desktop of the PC I was sitting there, and it had some Word documents on it. So I'm like, okay. I pointed at one of them and I said, this file, the document, is opened by the program Microsoft Word. I see his gears turning now. He's starting to comprehend. So I'm like, I complete the comparison and tell him that the file, the database, is opened by the program Microsoft Works. So I find where the database is stored and I put another shortcut to it back on the desktop. I say, okay, this problem solved. What's the next problem? He says, the PC sometimes takes forever to come on when we turn it off. I tell him, okay, well, that oftentimes comes from leaving the computer on forever instead of turning it off every night like you're supposed to. So it can't get its updates. And when you finally restart it, there may be a logjam of updates. And sometimes it takes a while to figure out which one is supposed to install first. Oh, well, also, there are other things related to always having a PC on. And there are other things not related at all to having the PC on that contribute to it taking a long time to boot up. I checked the other possibilities that came to mind at that point, and all of them looked fine. I even restarted the computer. It only took about 5 minutes to restart, which isn't going to win any competitions, but it is a painstaking amount of time to wait for a PC to turn on. This nigga. Oh, we're supposed to turn the computers off? Now, he's been with the company for 2 years. I've had this conversation with him twice.
And 2 years is long enough to know.
In 2 different locations. This is his 3rd location that he's worked at. I've had this conversation.
You sure he's not trolling you?
Listen, I get paid by the hour.
Sure.
And it was Friday at like 4:30. I generally clock out at 4:20. But because I'm not working next week, they can have this couple minutes. I honestly at this point I was reveling in his stupidity, so I was cool.
That's one word for it. Another word for it is called the vomit.
Yeah, nigga, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, that's the week mainly.
Listen, I gotta say, just comment on your week for a second. I gotta say, there was an abundance of annoyance, and I don't quite know where I would be today had I had that many annoyances during the week. It could have been in jail, a rubber room. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I would have just ran away from home.
The funny thing is, all the annoying things happened on Thursday and Friday.
Right when you was trying to get up out of the week, you was right there at the escape hatch of the week.
I saw the finish line.
Like before you break that ribbon,
it was a regular 100-meter dash. Then fucking hurdles popped up. Like look, what?
At the tail end, it turned into a triathlon.
Nigga. Like, what the fuck is going on here? All right, fine, whatever.
That shit is whack.
Y'all ain't gonna fuck up my damn week.
No, I feel you. Like I said, I didn't have much for a week. Much different occurrences a week, except for a bunch of tools that I ain't talking about people. A bunch of tools that
I was about to say, nigga.
Yeah, a bunch of tools that that have entered into the circle that are fairly game changing. Yeah. That will help me and my circle of creators going forward to be more efficient. That's about the extent of any eventful thing that happened to me this week. What more was the case was the things, once again, that I was seeing online.
Now, before we get into anything deep, I have a very special edition of Dumbass of the Week.
Oh, shit.
This is not just one person. This is the collective. It's what I like. It's what I like to call them.
Right.
All right. So I have several screenshots. All right. So
collection of piss ants.
All right. So for context, apparently, I don't have the full context. I have enough that I need to know.
Right. Right.
Apparently, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
It's her.
Harry. Okay, Harry. Have a show or some shit, and they're doing and saying things because it's a show. That's how shows work.
That's how shows work.
Yes, how shows work. So she said something to the effect of she didn't experience some of the issues that other people have to deal with in her life because of how she was raised, blah, 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 blah. Now, my stance on her has been extremely clear. We've talked about this on the show, but here's the tweet. Do you know how mad it is for Meghan to say that she never had to have a conversation about race in America? Do you know how overtly racist America is? Do you know how white passing you have to be for that to be your experience as a Black woman in the United States of America? Now, clearly, that's not the dumbass of the week.
No,
the response.
And I'm pretty sure the response is like we've heard about Meghan, even her experience in Hollywood, and the clique she was around, and the clique she wasn't around.
Yo,
just saying.
When you go to IMDb, Meghan Markle, you see a white woman for the vast majority of the photos. There are absolutely some photos where she does not look like she's just a white woman. Absolutely, 100%. But when you look at her IMDb, the vast majority of the photos, you see a white woman. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the response to this that gets the dumbass, this first dumbass of the week. Agreed. But to be honest, I lived in the USA for 4 years and never experienced racism once. Man.
You and I had a conversation this week about the people with the power to define what shit means, and how if it's not advantageous, or if shit appears to be going left because of certain definitions, people in power will change those definitions and narrow them so that they can't be used against them. Like when I hear someone say, I lived in America for 4 years and never experienced racism, I would argue that you don't know what racism is. That's number one. Number two, I would argue to you that we don't know where you lived. We don't know what sort of other privileges are attached to who you are, from economics to just as a whole litany of them. You thinking your 4-year experience in your specific anecdotal shit has any bearing on 400 years of bullshit.
But not even the 400 years. No, not even the 400 years. Just compare the 4 years that you lived as an adult visiting the United States to Meghan Markle's life.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are we talking? So luckily for humanity, the people in this thread cleaned her the fuck up. The first person said
they got her the fuck up out of here.
The first person said LOL. Just simply LOL. What a silly take. That's all that was necessary. You ain't had to go deep. The other person that I got on the screenshot says, "Oh damn, I thought it was really bad out there. But if you spent 4 years there, then I guess they solved racism ages ago."
Yeah.
All right. So next candidate. I hate niggas. This is gender specific.
This is on some K-Shine round shit.
This nigga says, a girl might have doubts whether she likes her boyfriend or not, but if she shows her friends and she sees that her friends like her boyfriend, then she'll love her boyfriend more. Naturally, women like men that other women like. So if you think focusing on only her will make her like you more, then I'm here to tell you that you are wrong. Women will say they want one thing and go for another thing. If she knows that you'll go to another woman immediately, she starts misbehaving, then her attraction for you will increase.
That's a wild take. A wild
nigga. What?
That's a
what's
wild
going
take,
on right now? Yo,
I ain't never had to impress a. Oh, what? And to be honest, look, before a certain period of my life, I was messing with a bunch of hood women, right? Who specifically didn't want me around their friends.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Sis. Right, Cindy.
right. Like that sounds dumb as fuck. that sounds dumb as fuck.
Should I keep going?
Did they get cleaned up?
No, I didn't. I didn't even look. Yes, they did, but this was more than one tweet, so I didn't catch any of that.
Got you.
Yeah, no, they absolutely got packed the fuck up. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so next, this is a phenomenon that I've been seeing recently, and it's well established on the show that we believe people are stupid, right?
We may have mentioned it once or twice.
Okay. This is a phenomenon that I've seen going around. Now, let me be clear. No, fuck that. No, yo, because I'm tired of this shit. It does not affect me personally. So it's not like that type of tired of this shit. It's just, it's baffling as to how this is
I get you.
So the person, somebody posts a screenshot saying Airbnb needs to die. The screenshot shows they are staying one night. The price of the unit for one night is $383. The cleaning fee is $365. Service fee $105. Occupancy taxes and fees $139 for the total of $986. Okay. Someone responds to them because I keep seeing this shit on Twitter, how terrible Airbnb is and blah, 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 blah. And to be fair, there's a lot of things wrong with the company.
Right.
And
it was something that happened a while ago.
Right.
That it gets factored into people's takes on Airbnb.
Yes. Right. All right. So someone responds saying, our family is staying at a gorgeous jungle retreat in Puerto Rico for 2 weeks for Christmas. And this is all it cost us. Her price is $5,168. Again, for 2 weeks in Puerto Rico during Christmas. That's not bad.
Right.
That's not a bad price for 10 people.
And that's 2 weeks, B.
Like for 10 people. That's $500.
We have spent $5K for 1 week at certain places. So
this is $500 a person for 2 weeks in Puerto Rico.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. People are so pressed about proving their point that these are the responses that this woman got. That's not the point of the tweet. Why am I paying damn near $1K for one night? Sir or madam, I don't know because they used the cartoon for their avatar. This is exactly the point. Her point in sharing her price was to say that you accepted this dumbass price,
right? That
you saw. My price is nowhere near.
Yeah, and I got more.
Okay. Someone else says you could have stayed at an all-inclusive resort for this, unless you got 4+ kids. This is not a steal, ma'am. This is the price for 10 people.
Yeah, you're bugging.
No, you could not have stayed in the all-inclusive resort for this price for 10 fucking people.
You're bugging.
To go back and reiterate, the Dominican Republic trip, I spent about $1,500. There were 6 of us.
Right.
6.
Right.
Definitely more than 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And now she's it's 10 people. Okay, my bad. So One more. What are we trying to prove? Actually, I think it's two more. What are you trying to prove with this? No one cares. People are getting ripped off with Airbnb more so than your half a month vacation. Sir, you are contradicting yourself. She's proving that there is an alternative to the narrative that's being put out here. That's the entire
Especially
point.
when the initial post is
complaining about how much it costs.
Needs to die,
bruh. Right? Okay.
Like,
here's the last comment on this thread. That took me the fuck out. I like how you made this about yourself. This was not the point of the original tweet. They are charging him $1,000 a night. No one cares about your Christmas vacation. Sir, what do you mean she made this about herself? That's what the fuck. The prevailing argument that I've been seeing, there's a couple of them about Airbnb over the past months, is they charge too much for a cleaning fee when they make you clean. And this is, what's the other one? It's really just that. It's really they charge too much for a cleaning fee when they make you clean. Here's the thing about that. Y'all know how often I go on trips. Again, facts. If I'm not in the all-inclusive resort, I'm at an Airbnb.
Right.
I have never been in an Airbnb where I had to do any more cleaning than taking out the trash and putting the dirty dishes in the dishwasher.
Facts.
That's the bare minimum. Like, I don't. Also, clearly y'all dumbasses don't know how to use Airbnb.
That's obvious.
And why would you book the fucking place if you had an alternative and thought that they were being ridiculous?
Right. Yo, it doesn't make any sense at all.
I only use there's a section on Airbnb, an option that you can use for the filters in Airbnb that allows you to only search for what is called a super host. These are hosts that use Airbnb and they have good ratings and all this other shit. That's the only thing I ever search for because I don't know these motherfuckers.
Right.
So why would I go anywhere else that's not vetted by the fucking company? The company can be sued for things. It's a company.
That's facts.
So if I'm going to take this gamble of going to someone else's house, where 9 times out of 10 they don't actually live there, but it's still their property, I'm going to go to someone who's vetted. What? I feel like I'm having a stroke.
No, you're not.
Like I feel like I'm the crazy one here because this is prevalent. Like I see this shit all the time, and I don't understand. All right. Anyway, so this other one, there are people. Oh, funny tweet, just real quick. I'm praying for the spirit of reading comprehension to fall upon the land.
Is that what they're praying for?
I mean, I'm with them. I can co-sign. All right. So there's this post. This is the last dumbass of the week. There's this post about this dude that snitched on his plug for selling them some bad drugs. He said in his post, he put, don't buy, and it's scratched out, so I don't know what his drug of choice is. From Lil Bookie off 2724 North Alexander Street.
That completely offends my hood sensibilities. Like everything about that right there.
Yo, Bob said, hey, yo. Wait. Let me get past it because he's not the dumbass of the week. He's not the dumbass.
He ought to be.
No, sure. When you hear the other people, it's a mixture of being dumb and being fucking terrible human beings. So you'll understand why.
Right.
Imagine how crazy it has to be if he's not the actual dumbass.
Yeah.
So he like, don't buy such and such from Lil Bookie off 2724 North Alexander Street. I gave Waco Police Department a statement. You going to jail.
Yo, everything about that offends my hood sensibility. Everything.
All right. Wait. So the discourse was, of course, people talking about
the pause at Tekashi.
The discourse on this thread was about people debating whether or not this is considered snitching, right? So wait. So someone comes on the thread and says, I don't know how to feel about this. I've OD'd 4 times and I never told. You take a risk taking drugs to begin with. Whether they are tainted or not, it can be completely pure and an OD can still happen. Because that's what happened with the original dude. He overdosed. And that's why blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's also about your... Never
mind. There's several factors.
Yeah,
so again, she says, I don't know how to feel about this. I've OD'd 4 times and I never told. You take the risk of taking drugs to begin with. Whether they're tainted or not, it can be completely pure and an OD can still happen.
So do we have to tell people that these people aren't reputable?
Well, that's very true. But here's the thing. Everything is bigger in Texas, including dumbasses. Facts, sis. All right, so here is where the laughing unfortunately stops. You then have a bunch of people proceed to clearly not understand what the fuck addiction is. This person, this first person actually got their account suspended. So
wow.
I can't read the first comment. But the next comment, she says, yes, I'm an addict. You can't shame me, and it's not a joke. The person responds, I mean, we can shame you a little. You can't sufficiently shame someone into quitting, but still, how many ODs? That's wild. And she says, shaming addicts doesn't make them get clean. It actually makes them worse. It won't heal them. Putting your energy into supporting them when you get clean. He says, no, precisely because I can't make you get clean. You have to want that yourself. You've been to rehab. You know the deal.
That's not what she said. All right. Okay. Seriously, that's not what she said. She didn't say you have to support me so I get clean. She said you should support them when they're trying to get clean. When they took the initiative, they're trying to get clean.
And the dumbassery continues. She says, while in rehab, you need a support system. If you have addicts in your family, be there for them. It takes ourselves and love and support. If you just aren't loving a person, then don't. Do you? He says, I'm not your family. Don't seek support from Twitter. You need support from a caring sponsor and a high power. Literally, all of Twitter is antithetical to successful treatment, seeking validation from a capricious and narcissistic public. She says, motherfucker, I am not seeking anything from you or Twitter.
Literally didn't.
I stated what I said, and y'all came here to try to tear me down. That's a character flaw on y'all, not me. He said, I would say that if you're suggesting there's logic to not reporting a drug dealer, then you need to be called out for it.
Yo.
Wait. So to move on from his dumbassery, another person. Okay, story time. What's the wildest thing you've ever done for coke? She says, go to work and cash my check.
Also, the wildest thing might be to go on social media and tell you what the wildest thing is I did.
Nigga! Why would she? What? What is going on?
Right, Napalm. Burn this entire thread now.
Nigga, go further than the thread.
Burn this entire planet down now.
Yo, somebody said, all I'll say is it's very disheartening to encounter a group of people who had such a misunderstood concept of how addiction works. You had people literally say, "You right, but you need to stop taking drugs. 4 times is too much.
She don't know that.
Her response is, yeah, I know. I know that this is coming from a positive place, but I'm an addict. I can't just stop. I've been to rehab and will probably go back several times before I'm clean.
In the definition of the word.
It's a literal process. Like, I don't. What is going on?
I don't know. I can't tell you. Like
somebody else is like, yo, if you don't mind sharing, what is you OD on? What are we doing?
Why do you even, I swear, man, people like, this, I'm about to send a whole legion out to just start.
Some other dumbass.
Y'all better put lamb's blood on your door. I'm about to send.
Some other dumbass. No, you OD'd and went to the hospital, got out the hospital, went to rehab, got out of rehab, and said, "Let me go buy drugs." 4 times.
Yeah, that's what happened. I swear I can't stand people. I swear I cannot stand
another person. People, you say that like it's okay. Stop doing drugs. She said, "No, I never said it was okay. I am an addict."
The fact that she has to be online defending herself is just the nuts. It's nuts to me.
Like, what is going on? Yo, it got worse. I didn't know this. So he said, "You said it like it's okay. Stop doing drugs." She said, "No, I never said it was okay. I'm an addict, a recovering one. Please don't paint me in that light like I'm condoning this. I'm just sharing my experience." His response is, "Fuck it, come match." She's like, I don't smoke. What do you? Yeah. And then he like, "What drugs do you do?"
Yo, this is going on? This is cringy
as
a motherfucker. Yo.
I don't have the
that shit is super cringe.
Yikes!
Super cringe.
Human beings.
I can't.
Human beings.
They have like risen to a whole new level of stupid just in 1 week. So you can just imagine what 2023 is gonna be like. Because the shit this year is. Motherfucker. I literally witnessed a motherfucker this week have to wade through comment after comment saying something that would have informed them not to post what they posted at the end of it, and they still posted it. This friend on Facebook posted something about the Lenza app and how, did you guys know? You probably didn't read terms of service, but when they tell you to give them those pictures, they get to use those pictures any way they want after that. Several commentators, including myself, said, "Yep, Facebook has the same
social media
terms of service, right?"
Yeah.
Only for someone to come in after all these people said that and say, "See, that's why I don't use that app." No, that's why I don't use none of these apps.
But you on Facebook?
You're literally here.
Yeah,
on Facebook.
You're on Facebook. I'm pretty sure they had a profile picture. Oh, okay.
What I've noticed, especially given that Lenza app thing, is some people have been on the internet for a long period of time and still haven't learned anything about it.
This is that ultimate despair that you spoke of.
Yes. This is what I'm talking about. So the thing that's been floating around, and I am sympathetic to artists who are afraid of their work not being relevant in the marketplace anymore.
Yeah,
I am sympathetic to that shit, because really in all forms of industry, when new technology comes along, it is decidedly a thing where you have whole industries of work gone because the technology is like, we don't need it anymore, we have this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sympathetic to that overall sentiment. It's when But the devil's always in the details. And when you start to dissect what a lot of times people are afraid of, it's a lot of hyperbole going on there.
Oh, yeah.
One thing in particular, they're stealing our work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm an artist. I'm not in the same lane as someone that draws, but I'm an artist. We have overlaps, a lot of overlap.
The sun also draws.
Exactly. Facts. I said, like, there's a lot of overlap there. And many of you got online for probably the same reason I did. Wow, I can put my art up here and it increases the opportunity for a wide amount of people to consume it, hopefully enjoy it, and maybe even want to spend money. And who knows, there's potential for a chance that I could actually fund my lifestyle doing something I love instead of what the average American has to do, which is do something they don't like, but it pays the bills, so they got to go in every damn day. This could be an opportunity. This could be facts. Facts. This could be an opportunity. So what did you do? You saw these sites and you started a profile. But before you signed on, there was a terms of service agreement. Now, I'm not absolving these websites of making things so difficult for you to read that it makes you not want to read it. I am not absolving. That is part of their shit too. But
the onus is still on you.
The onus is still on you because you signed. And in those terms of service, it clearly outlines what they're going to do with the shit that you upload. They tell you why they do it this way, because this is a free platform for you. So the way we make money is through this.
Mm-hmm.
If you upload something here, you still have copyright to it, but it's implicit that we have a royalty-free license to use these any way we want. And you, as an adult, signed this. You signed it. So now all the years that many of us, including myself, have benefited from being able to upload my art up on these websites. He does, he really does. Like all this time where I've gotten record sales, merchandise sales, I've gotten a larger fan base. I've benefited from being able to use these sites. I uploaded pics, I uploaded music, I uploaded videos. After signing that terms of service, this is the exact same thing with many artists and other lanes have done this exact same thing. And a lot of them have found success doing that way. More people got to know who you are. All of these things. But you've done this for years, and there's a huge body of your work on these websites that all have the same type of terms of service that say, if you upload something here, and this is a free service for you, one way we make money is by monetizing your shit. You still have a copyright to your stuff.
Hold on. McKenna brings up an interesting point. What if you weren't not an adult?
That's a great point.
Because I absolutely was not. I was 17.
But if you was under when I created 18, Facebook. If you was under 18, that's a great point. Funny how I didn't see anybody using that.
Yeah.
Instead, it was all these people who was uploading stuff and signing there. They didn't sign their rights away to their shit, by the way. You still have rights to your shit, but it implicit by you agreeing to sign the terms of service shit, you grant them a royalty-free license to you. Yeah. That's part of it. That's part of it. So they didn't steal your stuff. You readily put your stuff on these sites that had the terms of service that said that. So I am sympathetic to the fear of your end. You feel like the part of the industry that you occupy and make money on could go away. I'm going to keep it real with you. It absolutely could. Anything is possible. You know what else is possible, though? This technology is just folded in to the way you already do business. That's also possible. Or new lanes open up. When one lane closes, another lane may open up someplace else that you're uniquely qualified because of your years of knowing how to draw and doing all this shit. And on top of that, this technology, right? So while I am sympathetic to that fear, we got to accept some responsibility because we put our shit up there for years. And some of us made money off of it. I see them sharing it on Instagram. It's this one post that's being shared constantly. I saw it all on Facebook, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there's always another way to see this. What if the
that's facts, McKenna. Most of these platforms have updates that require you to actually agree again.
Yep. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I was curious, right? So I went to check out Facebook's terms of service again. It looks remarkably different than it looked when I first signed on back in 2009.
Yeah.
Shit is spaced out more, so the words aren't as jumbled up in the little print. It's a lot easier to understand. It seems like it's
probably a result of a court case.
I'm pretty sure. A lot less legal jargon that people probably wouldn't have an understanding of the meaning of those terms. And I clearly went down into the thing to look specifically for that. And it's right there. Yeah. It's right there. And how many times do these websites update their terms of service, give you a notification, and you ignore it? Go read this. Click. 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 I'm trying to scroll. Why is this in the way of me scrolling? Yeah. X. Close. You know what I'm saying? There's some responsibility we got to take from that. I feel like the amount of money that I've made online from my art, I can't now sit back and say, after signing a terms of service, right? After using I can't now sit back and say, they stole. They didn't steal shit. Now, there is an argument. I think McKenna's argument about if you're underage and you're signing is a great argument. And somebody with
except in the event of the next time they make a change, you hit a
yes, true. Facts.
But also, it's possible that something in there mentions something about a guardian, or you're accepting that blah blah this and blah blah that, and if you're under the age of such and such, then this is blah blah blah. And I'm pretty sure, because again, these are in Facebook's example, these are people from fucking, what was it, Harvard?
Yes.
And their friends and all that shit.
And their other Rhodes Scholar friends, right? McKenna says, I think so, SBJ. I think they'll have to make it clear enough now because of court cases. Yep.
That makes sense.
So this is my advice to other artists, because I'm gonna tell you about me. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do, right? AI is growing
it's in everything.
Numerous other lanes other than just the art shit. Numerous other lanes. When the day comes, right, when AI completely saturates and infiltrates its way into the beat making thing, because by the way, there are currently AI beat making. They ain't great now, but you know how programming, well, you know how the shit works. It'll get better. Instead of me talking about this is an outrage, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna own the software.
Yeah.
Learn how to use it, because at the end of the day, it's the results that matter, and that's what you sell to whoever trying to buy it. It's the results. So I'm just gonna fold that in to my workflow, same way I folded in Midjourney into Majestic's workflow.
Facts.
Where we use a combination of, we use Midjourney for inspiration, because we only have one artist right now in Majestic. And I am a fucking maniac with lore building, character creation, and seeing this big picture of these big omniversal concepts. I'm a maniac. I'm not going to put that burden all on him to literally have to come up with the design for every single goddamn character.
Right.
So it's folded in. I come up with the design. He used his creativity by looking and going, this is cool, but this could be better. How about we try this? Move it around. He does his little thing like that. And then he takes these designs and does the interiors of the pages of the comic book and puts them into action and all this other shit. Yeah, folding it into the workflow. I am not going to bitch. And I fear that a lot of y'all, what you're going to do all of 2023 is be in bitch mode and not learn how to use this shit here. And it's going to be a huge gap between you and the people that embraced it early on, the early adopters. And that more than anything is what's going to freeze you out of the marketplace. Yeah. That's what's going to freeze you out of the marketplace. You're not going to know how to use none of this stuff. Now, thankfully for a lot of you, Midjourney's specifically, one of its major tenets is to make this as user-friendly as possible.
Right.
So you will have an opportunity to fuck with it, and it'd be easier. But
you'll be given an opportunity to catch the fuck up.
But some of these other ones that got you putting in --AR, --Q, and all this other shit, yeah, it's a learning curve. It's gonna be a learning curve there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We would be remiss if we didn't mention what I'm about to read something, and what it's based off of is what we would be remiss not to mention. I'm just reading what I'm reading because this is the ultimate dumbass of the week. I'm not even like all of those. That was a nice compilation. Cool. This is the
dumbass of the week.
Micah Parsons nicknames trend after Brittany Griner tweets. When the news broke that WNBA star Brittany Griner would be released from Russian captivity on Thursday, some fans blasted Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons after he tweeted a series of comments about the situation. The reigning NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year first came under fire for tweeting, "Wait, nah, we left a Marine? Hell no," in regards to the exclusion of former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan in the prisoner swap that included Griner and international arms dealer Victor Bout. Parsons went on to criticize President Joe Biden in a tweet reply that has since been deleted. He reportedly said, "We still not voting for you," in response to the president tweeting Griner was on her way back to the United States. It got to the point where two nicknames, MAGA Parsons and Pass and Pass Rush Limbaugh, trended on Twitter in regards to Parsons. These two nicknames are commonly associated with former President Donald Trump. MAGA is a reference to his key phrase, "Make America Great Again," while Pass Rush Limbaugh is in reference to former conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh, who died in February 2021. Limbaugh was an avid Trump supporter. Parsons never officially addressed the nicknames, but he did tweet a few more times to clear up the statements he made previously. He says, "My last tweet was no shot at Brittany Griner. I'm super happy she's back home, and she should be. I just have family who have served, and it's crazy to me the president wouldn't bring him home too. I'm the furthest thing from a Trump supporter, but I'm not a fan of Biden either.
We're not doing this."
And then he says, "I just spoke to some people that I respect and trust. I should have been more educated on the topic and not tweeted out of emotion for my family and others who have served. For that, I apologize. Also, if what I'm told about the attempts to bring the Red Marine Paul Whelan home are true, then the best outcome was accomplished. I pray Mr. Whelan comes home, but I'm extremely happy for Brittany and her family. I am not too prideful to admit when I've made a mistake." So just a couple, just a couple things. Now, to be fair, I have not done any extensive research on Pat Whelan because I don't give a fuck about Pat Whelan. Apparently he was dishonorably discharged.
See, ho. That can't be true, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because all of these online geopolitical analysts proclaimed him Captain America. They proclaimed him Captain America because the knee-jerk reaction is, "I'm a shit on this black woman. she don't even like guys. I'm a shit on her, right? You heard Marine and went, God damn it, that's G.I. Joe.
Accused spy Paul Whelan was discharged from Marines for bad conduct. New details have emerged about the military history of Novi businessman Paul Whelan, who has been accused of spying in Russia. Whelan, this came out in 2019, by the way, this article. Whelan, 48, was arrested Friday in Moscow and was charged with espionage. The Marine Corps released Williams' service record, showing that he was convicted in a 2008 court-martial on charges related to larceny.
A court-martial. He tried to steal over $10,000. Like, bro, and I had to put my sister Cindy's comment up here because this is the other thing that is largely lost on the eyes of all these other people that are so knee-jerk to want to criticize Britney, right? He was charged with espionage. If you're telling me that you're trying to make some equivalency between espionage and CBD oil, you're bugging.
Here's the thing. He's not a Marine anymore.
And why isn't he a Marine anymore?
Because he was dishonorably discharged.
Because the Devil Dogs was
not in the way of, you retired, thank you for your service.
No.
No.
It's in the word dishonorable.
Discharged. And after being dishonorably discharged, he was arrested for espionage. What are we,
bro?
What?
But again, it's the knee-jerk reaction.
He had Russian documents in his possession.
Here's the thing about that. The other thing that kind of really kills me about this, some of these people that are doing this are the first, in many cases, to run around saying how the legal system here is fucked up. And I will agree.
Of course it is.
I've had to deal with it. I will agree. But you think this you saying that the Russian court system, which has a 98% conviction rate, you're telling me that they got this right.
Yeah.
I saw other people saying I saw people using their whole black faces saying she don't even like America.
They was in blackface.
she because she kneeled.
Yeah.
So let me see if I understand this. Anyone who protests laws that they feel are unjust in this country have less of a right to be freed and not locked the fuck up on some bullshit ass charges for 9 years in a labor camp, making big rocks into small rocks. If you feel that way, then all those people that smeared shit on the Capitol wall should be packed up and sent over there to Moscow today.
Speaking of Tangerine Timmy, I don't defend presidents.
Nah.
I attack stupidity.
Facts.
So another big piece of discourse around this topic is Biden didn't try to get him back. Now, fuck the facts, right? Fuck the fact that
that's what
his family has come out and specifically said, yes, this was the right move to make because there is no deal on the table to get Pat back.
I think he even had a statement.
Yeah, but forget that. Fuck that. That didn't exist. It's not true.
Yeah, because they're facts. And we don't deal with those. we don't deal with those.
He was arrested in 2018.
When?
2018. There was I seem to recall a president that was really chummy with Russia that also didn't get him out.
Didn't get him out, and if we even want to take it away from Russia, didn't he release 5,000 Taliban soldiers?
Yes.
What did he get for that? Any kind of prison exchange? No. 5,000. Y'all sitting here, these motherfuckers sitting here talking about yo, this guy's the Lord of War. We saw the movie, right? They doing that as if the whole time he was locked up, none of that shit was going on.
Well, this one person can't do it. I guess it's on pause.
It's over. I gotta bring this up too because I'm running short on time. I got to say this. Some of y'all crazy as shit bringing up her past of domestic violence. Y'all crazy as shit. So you were so concerned about the laws over there in Russia being upheld and their legal system, right? This is what you care about. Let's talk about that for a second. So she got jammed up doing something she had no business doing. Mm-hmm. The court gave her 24 weeks counseling she had to deal with. Mm-hmm. She did those 24 weeks. Have we heard anything else? This happened in 2015. Have we heard anything else about her putting her hands on her wife? No.
Sounds
if the legal system, right, if the legal system over here said, no, she good. She did her time, she good. Respect this the same way you respect Putin. Right? Respect this. The legal system has said she Gucci and she ain't did nothing else since then.
It's a bad faith argument.
It's a horrible faith argument. Considering the fact they'll bring up her past in 2015, but won't bring up Mr. Whalen's.
I had to search to find out that
It's a bad faith argument all the way around. And this is the part of it that makes me even sicker because I got the feeling that some of you motherfuckers that's doing that, if she was someone who messed with guys, some of that energy wouldn't be the same.
Oh, no, facts.
Some of that energy wouldn't be the same.
No, that's not even an assumption. That's just what it is.
Like I said, all right.
So
y'all corny as shit.
I'm full of epiphanies today. So I'm going to stop complaining about people in my life who see something, notice that it doesn't add up, and then go with the worst case scenario. Because apparently that's just what all people just in mass do. You see that there's a Marine, whatever, his dishonorable discharge aside, right? Let's say that's never
Captain America.
Let's say that never happened. Captain America, Marine, frontline, arrested, defending his country.
American.
Yeah. Let's say that's the case, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you assume.
That's the first thing they assumed.
That's what they assume. Let's say that's the case. All right. So the president of this same country,
Captain America.
The president of this same country is doing a prisoner swap.
Yes.
And he doesn't get that person back. It is completely reasonable for you to say, something seems odd about that.
Yeah.
That's completely reasonable.
Right.
What is illogical is for your next assumption to be, well, because he's not black and because he's not LGBT,
right,
they must have just said, fuck him, let him ride.
That's a crazy bar, B.
And I've seen people say this. That's a
crazy bar. That's because there's a bunch of grievance politics that has been permeated in this country for a long time, and it's been boasted up by people in positions of authority. But that's a crazy ass bar, yo. Crazy ass bar.
Yeah.
It's so insane to me because some of these same people that are now cheerleading and talking about how Whalen should have been the one and all that. He was a Marine. He fought for his country. I literally saw these things. These are some of the same people that allowed the former president to disrespect John McCain, who was a prisoner, a literal prisoner of war. As many disagreements as I had with John McCain
and survived. Wait, we have to stress that part.
Oh,
he was a prisoner of war.
Not only survived,
he made it home.
Not only survived, he could have gone home sooner.
Right.
And he chose to stay because if his people wasn't going, he wasn't going to leave.
Yeah.
And I saw some of these same people Well, funny enough, not mentioning the fact that Mr. Whalen has a dishonorable discharge.
Oh, no, of course not.
Shitting on John McCain because Trump shitted on him.
Never bogged down.
They're still doing that.
Never bogged down an argument with facts. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you listen, regardless of what you think of McCain's politics, if you can't respect the fact that he could have went home to a warm bath, food, relative safety, and chose to stay.
Not being a literal prisoner.
Yeah, facts. Not being a literal prisoner and being tortured and beat the fuck out of all the damn time.
Right.
He chose to stay. I'm going to respect that. The fact that y'all didn't and still don't, and now trying to pull all that shit. Y'all funny. It's the same shit they do with the police. Y'all don't believe none of this shit. That's like I don't believe none of the shit they say about their respect for the police. It's cap, it's conditional, it's cap, and what it is we're only gonna respect them when they beating the shit out of people we don't like. When they are hyper focused on demographics we don't like. But the moment they told us we wasn't allowed to break the law in DC that day, we gonna beat the shit and injure about 100 of them. And then come back later with our Blue Lives Matter shirts on, talking about how we patriots and we respect the police. And that's why punk ass McConnell and punk ass McCarthy didn't get no handshakes this last week. Because why would that man's family shake the hands of people that are doing shit like that?
Yeah.
After spending years talking about how much they backed the blue. That shit's cap. We know you was capping. It's evidence that but some of us knew beforehand. I mean, because we already saw examples of it, like that shit that happened. I forget which state that was in, but they went and they took over that federal building, and these are some of the same people talking about I respect the law and respect the God and stuff like that, threatening to shoot law officials. Like, it's all cap. Miss me with it. I don't believe you. If I see you doing too much of that patriot stuff, I'm gonna immediately think you're sus.
Yep.
It's Cat, Michigan. That's it.
Yeah, it was Michigan. Yeah.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, sis. Like, I don't want to hear that from y'all no more. Seriously, miss me with that. You like everybody else. Meaning, you had no choice of where you were born.
Correct.
You happen to be born here in the United States. And just like everybody else, you were educated and conditioned here. Do not get it twisted. Every single country on the face of this planet promotes propaganda in favor of their country. That's the way it works. This is not exclusionary here in the United States simply because they had better production on the propaganda. Simply because their movies looked better, had better sound. They were just better at presenting that propaganda to you. So fuck out of here. I don't believe you. It's cap. You're using it for a shield to protect some maybe either bigoted or ignorant position you have about another group, be they another group in this country or people in other countries. And look who's here.
Nigga.
Yo, what's good,
He comes in understated as fuck. Yo, what up, B? I'm here. He comes
hi,
in.
guys. It's because I'm late.
Yo, he literally did Spider-Man in Civil War.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
And I'm glad you showed up because I got to get ready to wreck out. I'm going to see my mom.
Man.
But before I go,
hold on. How is your old girl doing, B?
I'm about to find out.
Oh, okay.
Like I talk to her all the time.
No, I'm just saying.
Nothing like saying
it's not the same.
It ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to find out. Hey, yo, Marissa is bugging.
Yo.
That's funny as fuck. I'm going to throw hands with her. Via phone and like text, but nah.
Yo, that is a bar. I didn't even think about. Look, I swear I didn't think about that. That's cat, and you using it for a shield.
Wow.
Yo,
I'm not sure I like it here.
Hold up. Was
no, that wasn't about you. That was about what we were talking about earlier.
I just got here, so I'm just kind of
no.
Niggas
No,
you
only caught the one stray.
Okay, fine. That's fine. But you remember I told y'all like I ain't got no smoke, no heat, no for nobody until
I just saw smoke.
That's not true, nigga. You literally
because I was smoking.
That's not true.
I'm saying
no, that's not true. Because you literally fussed that.
James, shut up. I ain't got no smoke from nobody until 12:31. The clock, like New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
I'm cool.
Hey,
it came in at a weird time, Addy. So yeah, I'm about to wreck on out of here. When I say thank you to everybody that was here while I was here, having a good time, laughing and joking. Addy, have a good show. SPJ, have a good show. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
Word. Love y'all boys, man.
Peace.
Word.
Yo. Say B.
So, Eddie, we gonna need you to be on time next week, yo.
Fam,
no,
listen.
stop. This is not no.
It ain't no. Like I know, I be like,
no. Listen. I'm not fussing. I'm saying
please
I'm not. I'm
please
not
don't.
gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Atlanta.
Oh, so for Tune.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to be in time for. Yeah,
I do my best to. It just damn shit's going on.
I understand. No fussing, no complaining at all. Right. I'm gonna tap in. I'm just not gonna be on the whole show.
I did that a few times. I know. I get it.
Word. What's up, my guy?
Fam, I got good fucking news, nigga.
What it be like?
All right, so check this out, right? Remember when I was telling you about the whole shit? Well, on the pod, remember I was telling y'all about the whole my diploma shit ain't accredited because where I got it from. Like I got the diploma, know that, but whatever. So Buddy was calling me the nigga, not nigga, the white dude, Joe Gallinetti, whatever. He sound like he's a fucking mob head, whatever. But whatever, just I'm being what I'm doing is like it sounds like a mob name because I think he might be Italian. Fine, cool, whatever. Fuck it. So he had hit me up, and he's been hitting me up, and I hit other people up like about the whole GED shit and all that shit in order to progress in my school shit because that's what my mind is on all the time.
Thanks.
Remember when I was telling you, I gotta get that shit by like January. And mind you, like I don't listen to everything all the time.
No shit.
And I think that's the reason why I be like always on the go, like, oh, do this, and that. And I was thinking, like, damn, so to get my GED, I gotta get by the 2nd of January while I'm in school. And while I'm in school, I get a grace period because the whole Christmas shit and all that shit. You get a what's that shit called? Like
Christmas break?
That shit. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you. So I'm like, oh, during that time, I have like a week and a half to handle all that shit. Now that I find out I got until March, nigga.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a whole lot better. And I can still continue with the courses on January 2nd while I'm doing that. So since I have that break, listen, fam, I am doing whatever I gotta do to make sure I can get my GED. Because remember what I told you, I was like, yo, if I fail the class and not being able to be a student and all that shit, just because I'm not able to comprehend like what's going on, that'll hurt me worse than if I'm able to do that. Oh well, hold on, let me take it back. It'll hurt me worse if I'm not able to do that just because like I'm not able to. But if it's because on some like technical shit, because I don't have my diploma, that'll hurt worse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I'm able to do it.
Right.
But if it was like I didn't have my diploma and I was failing all my classes, like I got a B in algebra and I got a A in information technology. Like I would rather that than the other, you know?
Hell yeah.
But to know that I still have more time, listen.
Nah, that's a game changer.
Yo, I ain't gonna fuck that up. Cause literally this week I was like, I'm a pod with the boys. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, catch up on my work, and then because what I've been doing, I was catching up on my algebra shit. Like I'm like weeks ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because like what they do, if you finish certain modules, they'll be like, oh, you could fuck with the next one. So if you complete module 2, you could do module 3 before. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do module 3 even if you did module 2 on a Wednesday if you finish all that shit. So you could like skip ahead or whatever. So I'm just like, let me just get all this shit out the way.
Yeah.
Because I know the other shit I gotta deal with. But now I'm just like, yo, I'm good. And I'm still going to have the same like feeling that
urgency?
I had with this. Huh?
Urgency?
Yes. Just to get it done. So that way, because I don't want to come out. My biggest thing, I don't want to have to dealing with school and trying to get my GED. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds
no, I understand.
But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. As far as the whole college shit and getting that shit at the same time. But I don't want to have to do that. So I'm like, oh, and I got a week off or a week or 2 off from this shit. Hey, yo, listen. I know it shouldn't be no pressure for me getting my GED because I'm not a dumb person. Just in high school, I did no work. The reason why my GPA was trash, I ain't do shit. My pops left. My mother was there, and my mother couldn't contain me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, whatever, like, do what you do. But that's what I was saying in another podcast. Like, yo, that shit's gonna catch up with you later on.
Oh,
even if you're trying to get your life right, you know, and that's what's happening to me. That's why I was saying, like, people in their early 20s and all that shit, whatever, handle your fucking business. So now I'm just like, since I have this, like, the dude that was telling me, oh, you don't really know what you really want to do. The not financial advisor, the student advisor. He was like, you don't really know what you want to do. Oh, well, he didn't say it like that, but he was like, he was just kicking that to me. And I was like, I really don't know. Because remember when I'm telling y'all, starting this shit, I was like, I'm just go straight into cybersecurity.
Right.
Not knowing anything about the internet things or IT or anything at all. He was like, oh, there's breakdowns. What field do you actually want to go to? What will make you feel comfortable? And then I saw that, like, yo, the next course is they give you like different sanctions of what it all entails. So I'm just like, when he did that to me, I was like, yo, thanks for doing that. But it was just always also the other thing. Oh, yeah, I can't get my credentials for everything.
Right.
As far as like having a high school diploma that's validated and all that shit.
Yeah.
But fuck it. So I'm just like, when I talked to him the other day, he was like, so what are you trying to do as far as getting your GED and all that? Because we can't find it. And I was like, I even told him, like, my sister, she's a teacher now, and she couldn't find it for me either. I'm like, I'm just going to have to do the GED route and do it that way. Yeah. It's a lot of stress, but it's like, you know how I am, James. Ain't nothing that could get in front of me that I ain't going to do. Be like, yo, tackle that shit and get it done. Because even since, that's the reason why I asked, but when Nessa left, I still did everything that I told y'all I was going to do.
Right.
Thanks. You know, like, I'm that type of person. So it's like, this is nothing different. It's just better because, like, now I know, like, oh, I got more time.
Yeah.
Because I was going to, like, just crunch everything together. And I was like, I got more time. I'm going to kill this shit.
Hey, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hold up. McKenna said she forgot the weather report, only 83 degrees and 70% indoor humidity. That is That's paradise down there.
Where's she at?
Florida.
Oh, yeah, that is.
McKenna.
Oh, yeah. Gang. Hey, yo, you know what's so crazy about that shit? Even here, like, we had people out of my job that was like, oh, they live in Iowa, right? It was like, they like it here.
Why?
Why they live in Iowa?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why they live there.
Like, you can't get them to stop.
Listen, I mind my business. I don't. The fuck, like, matter of fact, that's probably just what it was born. But yeah, like, so,
awesome.
So the whole thing is just like things are looking up, even better than what I thought. Because I was like, damn, yo, you got this GED, gotta get about January. Now I know I gotta get about March. It makes things so much easier. Like just finishing my schoolwork.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Time-wise.
And I'm passing all my classes. I got a B in algebra, an A in information technology. It's just like, yo, like I'm doing this. And people that was saying, oh, you can't. There was people that were saying that. Not y'all, but it was people that were saying that. I'm just like, yes, the fuck I can. Because my thing is like, I'm very like, whenever I want to do something, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, it's like my life's on the line, B. Like, I'm 35.
That's a good way to look at it.
I can't.
As long as you don't stress yourself out.
No, it's gonna be stressful.
No, of course it's gonna be stressful. You can't avoid stress in it.
But it's like at the end of the day, I don't stress myself out to the point where it's like, oh, I ain't gonna do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I do it. It is a flex. That's why it's facts and flex. And shout out to McKenna for the last part. She was like, yo, the shit that you're learning in your classes, like, flex that. And when I did that, and y'all had no problem with it. But for her saying that, I was like, damn, yes.
Absolutely.
That's why I tell people, I'm like, yo, I am literally like having to pay for this shit. Now out of pocket, I got a loan, but at the end of the day, I have to pay for this, so it has to be worth it. This is something that I can't just be like, oh, I think that I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Right. Like, no, like I take the shit mad serious, and there's other things that I got to do with, like everyday life. Yeah, I got to, and like now, just at the point is like now that I know I got the time with the GED shit, which I'm happy that I started this way because, like, yo, I'm able to pass these classes with the college shit. The GED shit won't be nothing. Only thing I gotta do is with the math. You know what I'm saying? With the math.
No, nigga, you're passing algebra. You're passing college algebra. I'm pretty sure you can do the math in the GED.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. So it's just that's that. And then there's another thing with me. I don't like when people be like, "Oh,
no, you better say nothing crazy."
No, ain't nothing crazy. Ain't nothing crazy. Because I think I talked to you about it like outside of here, but it ain't crazy. I just don't like when people feel like I treat y'all different than I treat them.
I would say that you probably should not expand on that.
Let me break it down.
No, nigga, I just said don't do that.
Well, I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to be brazy.
Okay.
All right. So check it. This isn't the first time.
Wait. Talk to them about something else. I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, I'm happy to be in the pod. What's up with y'all? Let me see what people been saying. New Year's saying me. Bomb said New Year's saying me. Facts, like be who you are and do it better than what you did last year.
All right, I'm back. I was just hungry.
You fat ass nigga.
I'm hungry.
But you a fat ass. That ain't gonna.
Yes, it does. What the fuck you mean?
I wasn't directly
linked. They're directly linked.
Fine. Whatever. They're still fat ass.
Oh god.
No, but my thing is, I don't like when people try to make it seem like I'm like away with other people than I am with other people, like outside of them. It's just like, and it's happened before. My thing is just like this, right? Like when it comes to you, Toom, Rissa, my cousins, and all that shit, like I don't have to be that way with them because they already understand how I am as a person. So there's certain things that they know not to do.
Right.
So when you do those things that violate, and I love you, is just like, and that goes for anybody I love. You do those things, yes, I'm going to check you. And I'm going to be upset because it's like, yo, other people that know me better would never try those things with me. So it's not a thing of, oh, I'm treating you different than everybody else. It's like those people don't treat me the way that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
That's what I was saying.
It's
like
an appropriate response.
Huh? Go ahead.
You're saying it's an appropriate response.
Yeah, like there's things that like you show me appreciation. You know what I'm saying? If a person that doesn't is like, hey yo, B, like my friends don't talk to me like that.
Right.
And it's not them kissing my ass. They understand how I am as a person. So there's no need for that. You're thinking that I want you to kiss my ass because the way that I respond to them is different than how I respond to you when it comes to some of the situations. No. It's just they know how to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be real with you. Like I know I'm not the most simple person to deal with. Like I know I'm complicated. I know that for a fact. Exactly. Like you know that. But the thing with you and Toom, Rissa, everyone else, they know how to deal with me. So it's just like, yo, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all appreciate me too. It's just like, yo, when somebody else that doesn't get that, it's just like, hey, yo, being like they hear me talking to other people and they be like, oh, you don't treat them like that. I'm like, because there's no need to.
Right.
But when it comes to you and you violate, like, yeah, I gotta let you know, like, yo, this is what it is with me. There's things that you're not allowed to do with me, and there's other people understand that, so that's why they don't do it, and that's why our relationship is a bit different. And maybe it's me, maybe it's something on me. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna take the onus on it because I need to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the same thing. If they don't know, how can they do better?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Relationships are relative. So just because I call you my friend and I call Toom my friend, that don't mean we have the exact same relationship.
No, we don't. And the thing is, with me, even with you and Toom's relationship, I understand y'all don't have, you and I and him, we all don't have the same dynamic. But when it comes to all three of us, you feel me? We make it work. You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying is, these people that you're talking to need to understand that.
Because my thing is, I don't like the fact that like, oh, you talk to them different, you treat them different. I'm like, nah, I'm not. Like, if you treat me like shit, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody hears one of our conversations, like one of our offline conversations,
I just don't. My thing is this, James. I don't like the fact that people think that I treat y'all nicer than them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
they have no idea.
Yeah, no. The same way I talk shit to them, it's like, yo, I talk shit to you too. Like, if I be like, yo,
Addie literally cussed me out last week.
That's facts, though. I'm not nice with my friends.
After we got off this goddamn podcast, and I told him when I said during the podcast that I couldn't say on the podcast, he cussed me the fuck out.
Like I'm nice with my friends, but not nice. Like, because my whole thing is like, you would do the same thing with me. So it's just like, yo, it's fair game. You feel me? But don't like, my whole thing is, don't listen to my conversations with other people and think that the difference is because it's you. No, it's different because it's them, the person I'm talking to. Like, the person I'm talking to understands me and knows, like, yo, there's certain shit that I can't do with Addy, and I won't.
Yeah.
Because there's certain times that you said some shit, but I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. You would never rig it to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course not.
You know what I'm saying? And I would never do it to yours. Right. You feel me? Like, it's just a thing like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's just certain things like, yo, we know, like, yo, even if we clown, like, this sounds like I clown with shit with your mom, but I never said like some real foul shit that had to do with y'all interpersonally. Like, I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, oh, you talk to them nice. I'm like, yeah, because they know me for real. Like, they know they ain't got to step on eggshells or nothing like that. Like, if you feel like you have to, shit, I never wanted you to feel that way, but it ain't like that. Like, say what you feel. You know what I mean? Like, I just hate that people peg me that way. And then, you know what I do? I get silent, closed off, and all that. But I'm noticing, like, that's not the answer.
No, it's not. It's not going to help.
It's not the answer because it's just going to be the same.
It's making everything worse.
Yeah, so it's just like, yo, like, no, that's why I even told people, like, yo, like, the reason why my friends and like YouTube, wrestling, all that shit, that's it even too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I keep it a being with them because they keep it a being with me. They make sure, like, yo, with me, like, yo, tell me about my faults and not fuck off with me. Be like, yo, you wrong, bro.
Right.
You fucked up, and I know I could do the same thing with you. Like, and there's lines that we know we would never fucking cross.
There's a different, but it's something that I said earlier. That was something about my homegirl. I was telling people that if you are a friend of mine and you do something fucked up, I'm absolutely going to judge you. I'm going to tell you that you did something fucked up.
Because I'm looking at you differently now. Like, you did something.
And I'm going to express to you, like, yo, this was crazy. Probably shouldn't have did this. Maybe you could do this in the future. Like, this might be a better way to go about the situation. Because I care.
Yeah. And that's one thing I had to learn about you for real. Because I'd be like, why the fuck is James always talking spicy to me? Because back then, like, when I first met you and shit like that, I didn't know that you fucked with me like that. You feel me?
Right.
So I thought, oh, this nigga just talking spicy with me. But I was like, nah, like, he cares.
Yep.
He literally fucking cares about me. So he's like, yo, nigga, you know better, do better. And if anybody's not telling you it, shit, I'll be the one.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And you stood on that till this day. And I do the same thing with you.
Because I want the best for my people.
Exactly. I just, like I said, I just don't like when people think that I treat my friends different than I treat them. It's like, the only reason that is because they treat me different than how you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get me different. Like, they understand me. They're not. Also, you and Toom, Rissa, don't kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, Paul. Don't worry about it.
It looked like some chips, but whatever.
Bro, I don't care.
For you. But I'm saying, y'all don't do that with me, but the thing is, I don't like when people do that. Oh, you don't talk to them like how you talk to me. I'm like, whoa, shit. I was like, yo, do you ever think like maybe there's a reason why I talk to you this way?
Right.
And there's a reason why I talk to them this way.
Yeah.
Because they understand me.
Every action has a reaction.
But they get it though. They get how I am. Like, I even had somebody say, "Oh, yo." Matter of fact, it was a post. I made a post on Facebook, and it had nothing to do with what people were like, what the person was thinking. I was like, I have a mental issues too, like mental illness too, but I never sided with Festivus.
Right.
The person was like, "Oh, well, you post shit like that, so people can feel sorry for you and all that."
Wait, what?
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Hold up. When did this happen? Because I saw the post. I didn't see that comment.
Oh no, it wasn't a comment. It was
I'm saying, when did that happen?
After I posted the comment.
Clearly, nigga, I'm saying when I saw the post, that comment wasn't there yet.
No, there was no comment on that. That happened in real life, in real time.
Like, okay,
yeah.
Got you.
Somebody told me that, like, oh, you talk about your bipolar ADHD to get sympathy. I'm like,
but that's not what happens.
That's never what happens.
Ever. Yeah.
I never do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, it's wild because at the end of the day, perception is reality. Right. But it doesn't mean that it's true. You know what I'm saying? So with this person, I'm like, that's not who I am. I've never used me being bipolar or me having my ADHD as an excuse to be an asshole to a person. Never. I'd be like, yo, that's me. That's what I did. Does the bipolarism and the ADHD shit come with it? Yes. But I never use that like, oh, I do this because I'm ADHD and I'm bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's a fuck ass escape. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's no onus. Right. So that's why I had to tell them, like, I never post anything to make people feel sorry for me. Like, if anything, I'm clowning myself for having these issues and noticing, like, yo, I have them. I'm trying to work on them. Like, unbeknownst to anybody else, I'm trying to work on them. But I'm not using them as an excuse to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, I never became a fascist because I'm bipolar or I have mental issues. Like, there's a nigga that does do that. I'm just putting it out there. Like, I'm not one of those because I could have been done that.
Yeah.
Don't put it on. You know,
it's not a direct result of that.
Yeah, but don't also.
It's other reasons that.
Yeah, there's other like when I'm an asshole, I know I'm being an asshole because I'm intentionally doing that to be an asshole.
Thanks.
And my whole thing was just like, that wasn't for sympathy. Like, the whole post had nothing to do with me.
It doesn't even make sense.
But the whole post had nothing to do
about
with
that
me.
Post was nothing of that post even evoked sympathy.
Yeah, not at all.
Reading that post wouldn't make me be like, "Oh, I feel so bad for Ed."
Not at all.
What?
Nothing about that post. I don't use that for another thing. You know what I'm saying? And
was the person who said that aware of the whole Kanye thing?
Not sure. They could have been. But even if they weren't, that makes it worse. Well, no, matter of fact, it doesn't make it worse.
No, if they don't know what's going on with Kanye, right? If they don't know what's going on with Kanye, then maybe
because
maybe
I can
it's still a reach.
A lot of my posts be like a little like subliminal with shit, like when it comes to like celebrity shit, because I don't point out the celebrity. I just be like, people on my thread know what's going on, so I'm
I caught it
talking to people on my thread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I got the likes and the looks and all that shit, I was like, oh, people are getting what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you think I'm trying to look for sympathy? How do you translate that into that? Like, no, because I never do that. I never even be like, I'm depressed and y'all feel bad for me. If anything, I talk about how I've conquered shit with my depression and my bipolarism, ADHD, or I make fun of it.
Yeah.
I never do some shit like, yo, feel sorry for me.
Right.
But
no, I never heard it.
Never, because I don't do that. But people see things the way they want to see it. It just sucks that I have to break it down to them every now and then. It's like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Like, I wasn't trying to look for sympathy because I don't even feel bad for myself for being bipolar. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. And I don't look for other people to feel bad for me. It sucks, but it is what it is. It's just like, yo, I'm not using that as an excuse for me to be an asshole. When I'm being an asshole, I'm just being an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's what I want to be at that moment. I'm not
you could just not be an asshole.
I could, but when I am, I'm not putting it on because I'm bipolar or ADHD. I'm like, yo, this is what I felt doing, and that's what it is.
Thanks.
So I say that to say this, like people need to learn or not, or they don't want to.
Everybody say it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, but there's a distinction because I've never even hit y'all with that. Like with, oh, if I did some shit wrong to y'all, I was like, oh, it's because of my bipolarism, and no, I never did. I'm like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was shit that I've been dealing with, and it's just I'm trying to be better. You know what I mean? I'm really trying to be better. I have a lot of things going on, and I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to get back to loving myself, but like seasonal depression is a real thing.
Oh, nigga.
You know, so I get back into that mode where I'm like, be savage with shit. Like, fuck it. But
nah, I don't do that.
No, I'm doing my best to
right
learn how to deal with it because people has done other shit too. I'm like, remember when I told you about old girl that did some shit at my job that I stopped fucking with her?
Yeah.
It's another thing again. Because I'm just like, she was like, oh, why did I'm like, because you're rude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for no reason.
Right.
Like, I come in on some, and you just rude and mean to me, and we're supposed to be friends. It's like, I'm not used to that type of friendship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I come to you, I'm like, James, I think we should do this and this and that. And if you're in a bad mood, I don't feel like you'll be like, mean to me. You probably be like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's talk about it later.
Sure, yeah.
But you won't be like, don't talk to me about it right now. I don't want to like. Don't come at me crazy because then I feel some type of way because I fuck with you.
You're justified in that.
And also, I am mad sensitive with people that I care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I care about you, you can't just talk to me any type of fucking way. Because if you wasn't the person I care about, you'd be liable to get fucking slapped.
That's not slap. That's not slap people.
No, and I don't.
Right.
It's just like, don't do that because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that we're friends and like if we had a situation where shit was rough and whatever, deal with me differently than before. Like I'm trying to tell you, like, yo, deal with me differently. Facts. And you want to deal with it the same way. And then when I deal with it the same way that I did the last time, don't make it seem like I'm toxic. No, you're toxic. Because at least I let you know, like, yo, if you're gonna deal with me, don't deal with me like that. Right. Because I'm gonna take it a certain way.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, and I never had to deal with that with you, or Toom, or Rissa, or Squad. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like when people be like, "Oh, you talk to other people." Listen, this is why.
there are things that are earned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I tell you what it is, like, you don't think in your mind, what is stop doing that? Like, even like a lot of times when I'm being petty and all that shit, I'll be like, you know what? I'll apologize first. Huh?
You could be petty less.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Not at this juncture, because like you did it again. You know what I'm saying? You did it again, so it's like I'm gonna be more petty. Fuck it, like shit. You didn't understand because my thing is this: my feelings matter too.
Sure, absolutely,
and I care about y'all's also.
What?
So if you show me a second sign you don't care about my feelings, then it's like, oh, cool.
I get it.
This time around, I won't care about yours either.
I get it.
But yeah, that's been pretty much my week. I mean, I know that's not what we was doing, but
I mean that is what we were doing though.
Okay. I was just trying to get that off, dog. Like I know I chimed in late, but shit.
No, that's exactly what we're doing.
And I hate people. People are annoying.
Well, nigga, that's literally the topic of the show every week.
Yeah. And I know Toom went off. I know y'all probably went off about that Brittany Griner shit.
Of course we did.
Yeah, so what y'all was supposed to. Because I was mad at that shit too.
People are stupid. People are stupid. People will always be stupid. There's nothing we can do about it.
Black men are stupid that co-signed that shit, talking about they mad about some other person. Like it wasn't a fair deal. Like, just let me say this: a fair deal. This isn't fantasy league,
right?
There's never no fair deals when it comes to negotiations of people of POW. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that. You know what I'm saying?
Fair deal is like you said. It's a
there's never a fair.
It's not
deal.
a real thing. Yeah, there's not.
Yeah.
There's no. It can't really be defined because it's not. It's imaginary.
It is.
Yeah.
And then it just showed like a lot of people don't fuck with black women.
I mean,
like she did nothing wrong.
Like we get it, y'all. We don't need y'all to keep reminding us.
Yeah,
like,
we
understand.
Yeah,
we understand
that shit. Like, ain't nothing. Like, we get it. I don't like it. Yeah.
Y'all just intent. Yeah, y'all just intent on keeping us reminded, seemingly every fucking day.
And it's just like, I'm tired of the whole thing. Like, they have to remind us because new shit happens, but it's like, I already know you felt that way beforehand, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop it. We knew it.
Yeah. Without question. Like, I seen so many people talking about, oh, yeah, they shouldn't have let this guy out. She did. She knows she did. She'd have been all right. What?
Who was the guy?
What are you talking about?
And I'm gonna be toxic real quick. The Yakub that was doing espionage and was
no, not him. No. Oh. They were saying that we shouldn't have let go of the Russian arms dealer because he was a Russian arms dealer, and Brittany knew that she was breaking the rules, so she should be accountable.
So the arms dealer wasn't breaking the rules either. On a higher level,
right?
Fuck out,
right?
So that just lets you know, y'all don't fuck with black women.
I can't with people,
and I won't.
Right?
And I don't. Straight up.
Yeah.
Like, there's people at my job, they on my Facebook page down and all that shit. And
that's
now I know,
fault.
like,
that was your first mistake.
No, listen, it is. It is. Not saying that like they talking shit about Brittany Griner and all that shit.
Right.
Just other things, just like, damn, you like that? Like, one chick was like, oh, my mom. I was talking to her in the break room. She's like, "Oh, my mom says I'm a conspiracy theorist and all this shit." I was like, "Yeah, you are." like, you're on my page. Like, I see this shit. Like, I fuck with her. She cool and all that shit. I'm like, yeah, like you are what I was back when people were saying like Jay-Z and all that shit was a little bit like you're that.
Right.
Like, we were out of that. Knowing that, like, like. Somebody's dying is just a thing. Whatever, like, just things just happen. Like, it just
Occam's razor.
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep. As a matter of fact, the things that are that deep, they do it in your fucking face.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Without question.
They're not even.
There's no reason.
Yeah, like, they're blatant about it.
Why do you think you're so important that they have to hide this thing?
They're not, and the thing
is, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so it's like. Yeah, so that's another thing. It's just like, and it's like, I like you though. You're cool, but this part of you is like, ain't got nothing to do with your birth sign or nothing like that. It just,
oh
God. No, I'm saying, like, even in the black community, like, a lot of that shit is out there. I'm just like,
stupid.
When it comes to birth sign, James, you and I should be cool with each other.
You telling me this is news. I don't know nothing about it.
The only reason why I know that because I look it up. That's the only reason why I know this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I purposely try to avoid any conversation. Like, if somebody new meets me and they ask me my birthday, I 9 times out of 10 I don't tell them.
your
Like-
ass because you know why? Like you put it in the voice, you're like, yo, run.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
run.
No,
like,
because you're like,
it's facts though.
It bothers me that people, particularly our people, are fucking handcuffed by this thing.
It pisses me off because I'm like, yo.
Now, to be fair, I do have people that I know that believe in it, but also aren't like they're not like live and die by it.
Yeah. What's that I could fuck with? But my thing is like, I don't fuck with none of it. Like, how you going? Like, I see characteristics from you that I see other people with a different birth sign. I'm like, I fuck with them too. So
right.
It don't mean
it's just the premise of it falls apart.
Yeah,
the idea that your personality is based on the alignment of the planets and the stars and the stuff, and when all of that has changed since this shit began,
and it stays changing because
people that were Sagittarius when the shit first was thought of, that is not even what a Sagittarius would be anymore in these current times.
That's it. And then it changes the signs and the dates. And
you realize you aren't really a Sagittarius because you were born in a different time than what the original thing says, and now they added another one. I can't. Because
to make the point. Initially, I didn't like you, and you didn't like me.
I did not like you.
I felt
had a misunderstanding, right?
I didn't understand who you was as a person.
Right.
And I was like, damn, them niggas mad like me though. When it comes to people that he cares about, he checks shit.
Right.
He verifies. You just gotta understand, I was knowing you early. And I ain't like that.
Right.
I was like, who the fuck does he think he is? But then I put all that shit aside. I was like, yo, this nigga sticks around though. You know what I'm saying? Even though when I hit you up privately and all that shit, like you stick around and hit me up and let me know that I'm like, oh no, even though he's opposite side that you and I ain't supposed
to
be
along, God, hold up, yo, sis, don't get me started on this shit because we only got a couple minutes. So Marissa said, what about that record that dropped from jail and was immediately snatched off by Spotify and Apple? So I don't know if you heard about R. Kelly put an album out.
Oh, the I admit this shit. He put that shit out like 3 years ago.
No, he put an album out. That was a song. Yeah, that was a song.
Oh, that was the song. He put
that he put out 3 years ago. Yeah,
I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap. I might have to listen to that shit because I want to see.
You probably won't be able to find it, my guy.
Oh yeah, because they said they took it down.
Yeah, they took it off of Apple and Spotify. Now, yo. Here's the crazy thing about it, right? I see the news pop up that he releases this album, and I'm like, this is interesting. And then not even a whole day passes, and I see the news. Apple and Spotify have taken this album down.
Rightfully so.
I'm like, yo,
it's to the point like we ain't trying to hear R. Kelly.
I ain't even get a chance to get curious, my guy.
No, but listen, I'm not trying to hear R. Kelly explain himself out of that shit.
Nah, B.
Like I'm good. Like there was somebody I saw on the thread. It was like, oh, you gotta listen this and this and that, and they was like, oh, because the girls that said whatever they was of age and all that shit. I'm like, scratch all that shit. I was a teenager. He had pornos in fucking bodegas and fucking corner stores.
Right.
On DVDs.
Thanks.
Like, I was there. I was a youngin'. Like, come on. Like, no. Yeah. It's the same way like how they do with M. Don't try to change the history of the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but niggas is still wilding. Like, I saw since that fucking first report came out, I've seen so many, sure, he deserves to be in jail, but I don't think he deserves 30 years because something this and something, nigga.
There was CBTs of him.
I've seen some free R. Kellys. I've seen these niggas, they like cockroaches. Like they hide.
Yeah.
And then at the first opportunity, they come back out and they show themselves.
Hey, check this out. They're gonna do the same thing with Ye.
I mean, but I don't know if they ever gonna stop. Like,
R.
Kelly, at least they shut up for a little bit.
But well, shit, they've been shutting up with Ye too. The only time I see them talking is when it's a Ye post or anything. Like they be post that has nothing to do with Ye, and then they make it have to do with Ye. I'm like, damn, y'all niggas weird. Like, no, they're really weird.
No, I agree. I'm not. I just. It's like I said. I maintain. It's kind of like the whole thing. Like you don't agree with somebody, but you'll defend them to the death their right to do it. Like,
nah, fuck that.
I've no, not Kanye, nigga.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm talking about in general.
In general, I would not defend somebody's right to do anything if it's fucking up somebody else's life.
That's not what I said.
No, I'm not saying that's what you said. I'm not saying that.
Facts, sis. No, so you being stupid, not you personally, but you being stupid on the internet. Shut up, now. You being stupid on the internet, I deplore. But it's your right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about actually hurting people. No, fuck that.
But like if you
I'm talking about simple shit
on the internet, then you fuck shit on the internet. Fine, cool, but like nigga,
I'm talking about simple shit. But
here, I still see you the problem.
Of course. Oh, nigga, no, you still getting all this blame.
Yeah.
Oh, you
everything that we're talking about right now, you're a part of it.
Yeah, you weren't right to say it. You were right. You were
right to express it.
You weren't wrong to say it. You were wrong to believe it.
Yes, exactly. You can express it, but I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, bro. Like even at my job, like there's a nigga. I ain't gonna say his name because I fuck with him, but he has. I ain't gonna say his name. Stop that. He has really like old school views about women and shit. And it was the time that it was him and I in a room, and he was talking about, oh, well, chicks want to do the job, but they don't want to do what men do, and this and that. And I was like, he was like, how do you feel, Jamie? Like, he didn't say it like that, but I just put in my opinion because he asked me. I was like, well, shit, like, I love women too, and I wouldn't want them to go through the hardships that they had to go through, period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I think it's okay that they are here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if they're not able to lift a 50-pound whatever, like, fine.
Yeah,
like
physical limitations.
You know what I mean?
Limitations.
Yeah,
fine.
like,
but
you know
if they're helpful in any other way, if they're capable of doing anything else, they should be able to do that.
Exactly. And
this is just that simple.
And
there should not be a limitation.
And that should go for men too, because there was times like my dad would call me wild shit like faggot, pussy, sissy, and all that shit, because I wasn't able to lift shit that was under 50 pounds or 50 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like,
if you couldn't do it at the time.
If I can't do it, like, I was a teenager. I was less than a teenager. I was an adolescent. Like, I can't do that right now. Like, my muscles ain't there. You know what I'm saying? But like, niggas at my job to be saying shit like that, and like when one be talking about it, I be like, I agree with them because I'm like, yo, I have nieces, a grandmother, I had a mother. You know what I'm saying? A sister, like, I would want them to have the same rights as us. And I'm also like, yo, there's been times where they didn't have these rights where they could work these jobs. But I'm not going to be mad at them for taking these jobs that they're not capable. It's just like, yo, this is precedented. Like, women haven't had to work as much as they had, like, as far as like not industrially, but like actual jobs, labor, and all that shit for a long time and up until now. And as they're doing it, but you know what I'm saying. But now that they're able to, niggas be mad that they're there.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. No. It does. It makes perfect sense actually, because the person in the position is. It's kind of like the whole ARR thing. The person in the position of benefit is going to look at that like it's a bad thing for them. So I get it. Y'all just wrong.
That's all I'm saying. They wrong.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still want women to just be cooking, cleaning, and all that shit.
That's a wild bar.
But it's just, yo, this ain't the 1950s, B. This ain't the 1960s. Like, women are able to hold on jobs and get jobs and hold them down longer than most niggas. Like, what else do you want? If they can't do the physical labor that you can do, like, why fault them for it? It just, I don't know.
That one thing.
Yeah, it's just that one.
What about all the other shit that they can do?
Like organizing and all that shit, like make it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't say all of them could do it because not everybody can do all things.
Because it's a human to human. Yeah, it's a case by case basis.
And when I said that, when I kicked that shit the butt, I was like, yo, like the whole thing, like I had a mother, I have a sister, I have cousins that are women. Like, yo, I have women in my life that I care about.
Yeah.
That what you're saying, I don't agree with.
Right.
He had no response.
Of course not.
Because I don't think that he's ever had anybody.
Because how dare he have a response to that? Like, what realistically could he say that was actually worth saying in response to that statement? Like,
because he probably just expected to be like, yeah. But now I'm also on some shit. I'm just like, I don't want to argue with people no more. So I'm going to say, yeah. Okay, fine. Unless they're on some like really like demeaning shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Then I will, and I'll be like, yo, that's me. You ain't got to say that, you know what I mean? But I don't feel like I have to go all enforce on some shit because like, yo, it's my job. I don't want it to turn into anything, you know what I mean? Because
absolutely,
there's people that are they could do that, you know, they could like go jump out the window, and be like, fuck this job, I'll just say whatever I want. Listen, I can't. Your opinion is your opinion. I don't agree with you. I'm not losing my job over this shit.
Facts.
And that's why I feel like, yo, like real shit. And this is something I've been tussling with. I'm like, even when it comes to trans shit and all that, like, how far does an ally have to go? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the last deeper dive that I put up yet, but the way that
when I say an ally, I mean with anything.
No, I'm talking about with anything.
Okay, cool.
Let me see. Hold up. I don't want to misquote myself because I have a terrible memory. It is it this one? Oh no, it's not that one.
Because a lot of times I stay quiet. Like there was a point.
Here we go.
There was a point on my job. Like my boss was like, he was talking about the whole Dwayne Wade shit and his daughter, the one that's trans and all that shit. And I didn't give it into it. I wasn't like agreeing with it. I was like, I don't care because that's him supporting his child and it has something to do with me. Why the fuck do you care so much? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was saying shit like, you know how niggas be. They be like, oh, don't you? I don't feel nothing. It has nothing to do with me. I don't care. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
I gotta find it.
But I didn't put any like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't put anything like I agree with him or not. I'm just like, yo, this is my job and you're my supervisor, so I'm not going to argue with you over this shit. Because if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, dog. Like, hopefully you don't have any children that are feeling like Dwayne Wade's child is feeling, and you treat them the way that you're acting.
All right. So what I said is the issue with allies and empathy is that there is a point where a situation will meet the edge of your ability to relate to the unrelatable. And in that instance, will you do harm or will you continue to help?
Got you.
Because every ally has, if you're being empathetic of something, that means you're not dealing with it. So there's a point where you're not going to be able to fully understand what that person is dealing with.
I mean, because
how you define yourself is what do you do when you reach that point.
Right.
That's what is important to me.
That's why I felt like when it came to my job and my boss, I was just like, I didn't go into specifics about how I felt. I was just like, oh, that's you. You're just another person that feels the way like a million other people feel. and I'm not feeding into your shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't care. That's how you feel. Cool. That's how you feel. Who am I to try to change your mind?
I don't think anybody should be expecting you to punch this nigga in his face,
right?
Because he said something about somebody that you don't know and isn't there, and that he isn't actively harassing,
exactly,
or anything like that. No, I don't think that's reasonable.
And that's why I'm just like, oh, that's how you feel. Well, shit. My whole thing is like, you know how in the threads, not the threads, but in the chat, I'll be taking names, writing notes and all that shit. With y'all, I'm fucking with y'all.
Yeah.
But in real life, I'm like, oh, I know how this person is.
Mm-hmm.
If this conversation ever comes around again, I'm making a mental note. Don't talk to them about it no more. Because I'm not trying to convince them where I'm at progressively. Like, I'm not trying to get them on my side because, like, yo, your mind's made up. And most of them are around my age or even older. So it's just like, your mind's made up. You don't fuck with that shit. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's really hard to change somebody's opinion if they feel strongly about something.
And the thing is, I'm not trying to.
Right.
And also, you don't have to, like, I don't have to let you know how I feel about it. It's just like, it's cool. Like, even the other day, like, I was telling my homegirl, she's lesbian as hell. And she would call everybody a faggot and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And she called me one. I was like, all right, cool. She's like, you don't feel no way about it? I'm like, well, first off, like, I know it's a derogatory term and it doesn't apply to me.
Right.
But if that's what y'all say in the gay community, that's cool. That's fine. Like, but just know I don't say that to gay people.
Right. Right.
And she was like, oh, but when it comes to white people saying nigga, you have a problem. I'm like, yes, because that has to do with me. You
That's
know
not the
like,
same, but no,
yeah, exactly. It's not the same thing because
she is in the LGBT community. And it's not somebody outside of the community saying this thing. Exactly. She's in the community.
And she says, why don't I have a problem with her calling me that? I'm like, because first off, there's no problem with being gay. And plus, you only react to what people call you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, I don't care.
That's weird all around.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm in a bind, like, yo, I don't care that you say that to me because first off, I'm not that. And you are that.
This is weird. So this is a weird situation. Certain people shouldn't have certain conversations.
And that's why I be trying that shit. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, I literally, like, I would do with y'all when I be like, all right, cool.
Right.
Especially when y'all catch me in the wrong, I'll be like, all right, cool.
Right.
I do that shit in real life too. All right, cool. That's what's up.
Yeah, certain people shouldn't have certain conversations. There are several black people who I strongly feel should not be talking about black problems in public.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
like yo, like my lady.
Yo, right? wait, no, nigga. This homeboy of mine, and 9 times out of 10, I use homeboy because I kind of feel like that defines someone that I know and I'm aware of, and we have had interactions, but I wouldn't necessarily consider a friend.
No, there's a difference.
Yeah. He, for years, I've seen him whenever he talks about black issues, he be on point for years and years and years. And then the other day, I saw him post about what's the nigga with the CTE? Herschel Walker. Okay. Talking about Herschel Walker not winning and how he was happy and all that other stuff. Somebody came on his post and said, matter of fact, again, there's no reason to try to remember these things. It is, I have the fucking screenshot because I was appalled. Somebody came on his post, a white man, and said, Thank God. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read his original post. His original post was, thank God Herschel Walker did not win that Senate seat. A white gentleman said to him, thank God, huh? Pretty sure that phrase is an oxymoron somehow. He said, ain't nobody fooling with you today, bruh. And he laughed, laughing emoji. The white gentleman went on to say, I'm going to create you a GoFundMe account to get you cable so you can change the station and watch a different news channel. Jesus. My homeboy says, just cash at me $200 each month. You good for it. The white gentleman then says, I'll send you an allowance and you can call me daddy or the government, whichever you prefer. Listen to me clearly. Just listen to me clearly. Anybody that happens to be listening to the show. Because of the history of this country and because of the things that people have been through in this country, different sides of a particular big issue, something that, lasted for, about 400 years or so.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
There is no scenario under which I sit by and idly allow a white man to jokingly or otherwise talk about me calling him daddy.
Hey, listen. Check me out. Even that whole boy thing,
nigga.
Listen, nah.
Not me calling you daddy, not me calling you master.
I was literally
boy.
Yeah, like I was literally working out Lowe's, and this black dude got tight because a white man called him boy, and he was like, "Yo, I'm not a boy. I'm a grown ass man." Listen, that right there, I was like, I ain't letting no white person call me anything other than man, sir, and none of that. Like, no, you're not. Well, just don't call me those things. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. At least in his case, he corrected the dude. My homeboy didn't say nothing.
That's okay. Damn, your homeboy was tripping.
This is what I'm saying. That's my problem. Like, I'm not saying that you have to go so far as to physically assault.
No.
I'm not saying that that's necessary.
James, remember?
Right. Remember, but I'm not letting that happen.
Yeah, remember I told
without no response.
You remember I told you plenty of times. There was a white boy when I was working at the other job, ISM, and he was like, "Oh, he would drop the N-bomb and around all of the black people and all that shit." But I noticed one thing: he never addressed me like that as nigga. Oh, you my nigga and all that shit. And then he asked me, "How do you feel about me saying the N-bomb?" I was like, personally, as long as you ain't addressing me as nigga or your nigga and all that shit, it's cool because I get it. Like, times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people get a pass for that shit for whatever reason, but that's depending on the people that give them a pass.
Right.
Depending on how they say it. I'm like, you've never addressed me as nigga. You've always addressed me as Jamie or Jay. So we're Gucci. As long as I'm like, all these other niggas, you say that shit with them. You be like, oh, my nigga doesn't. They're okay with it. So I can't be mad at them for accepting it and letting you rock how you rock.
Wait, I disagree. I can't be mad at him for doing what they allow him to do.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm mad at them. No, I'm mad at them.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck them.
I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at them for letting him do that. That's why the same way when he asked me, oh, with me, I'm like, hey, listen, bro, you've never done that with me. You've always addressed me as Jamie in my name. You know what I'm saying? You never was like, oh, my nigga, this and that. You never done that with me. So we cool. I mean, I told him, like, as long as you never do that with me, we cool, bro. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you one time, apologize. And if you don't apologize, we are fighting. He was like, for real? I'm like, yes, dead ass. And then I said, my nigga. Dead ass, my nigga. He was like, bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he even tried to, because, you know, like, some people just try to, like, test that limit. But I'm like,
I don't know if he was testing. I think that might have been a
no.
nervous
What I'm saying is, since I said that shit, like, oh, we'll throw hands if you do it.
Right.
Because it's like, yo, after I already told him, like, yo, if you did it, I would tell you, yo, apologize to me. But now I'm letting you know, like, there's no place for an apology. Even after that, like, he wasn't like trying to test it. He was like, all right, bet, cool.
Yeah.
But even with that, like, if he would have been like, okay, my nigga, try to straight in his face, I would have duffed him. Because, like, I already let you know, B. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that because I already let you know. Don't try to test those limits. Because my thing is that if all these other niggas let you call them nigga, fine, cool. Me
for them.
Yeah, for them. Because I was even like, fuck, like, damn, like, y'all let this nigga do it. Yeah, y'all let this white boy do that.
Right.
But I'm like, oh, but they're not me though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he can't do it with me. Like, even matter of fact, like, remember when I told y'all, like, yo, my homeboy Joe at work, like, he dropped the N-bomb in a song, but I was like, it's okay because, like, I get what you're trying to do. But he's never been like, Jamie, my nigga, Jamie, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I'm not for it anyway. I don't.
Me neither, but I just gave him a pass because I'm like,
I'm not giving no passes.
No, I just gave a pass. I'm just like, no, I mean, I fucked up, but I'm just like, all right, just for you to reiterate the song, cool, whatever.
Nope. Sing a different
song.
No,
I get it. But he's never after that. So I'd be like, yo, Jay, my nigga, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
We ain't doing that.
I'm just not
because even before he did that, I told Joe, like, yo, don't ever talk to me like that. Don't ever like.
Oh, here's the thing about
me
that. Because that's there was a story about that recently where I think he was a college recruit and he was recorded saying nigga singing a song and they took his scholarship away.
Yeah. That was recently too.
Yeah, that was recently. Here's my thing on the whole, but they said it in the song. I was just saying the song. No, absolutely not. You don't get a pass.
No, but
hold on. You don't get a pass. You know why? Because I was a child once, right? And I love music. I always listen to music. I was always one for lyrics. So whether it's rap, whether it's R&B, whatever the case may be, I'm always singing along when I was a child, and I would be around adults, right? And there's a bunch of hip hop with a bunch of different curse words in it. And when I was a child and I was rapping back with those lyrics, I did not say the curse words.
Oh, you pussy. That's fine. Go ahead.
Whatever. I did not say the curse words. So here's my thing. My question to any white person that says, oh, well, it's in the song, why can't I say it? When you were a child, when you were reciting songs, when you were a child, and you were singing the raps in front of your children, in front of your parents, were you saying the curse words too?
Right.
Yes or no? If yes, then that shows your complete lack of respect. And no, you don't get a fucking pass. If no, then okay, you know how to not say what you're not supposed to fucking say.
Right.
If the response is, well, I wasn't listening to rap when I was that young. Oh, okay, so it's not your culture. So now you've put yourself
in that,
now you put yourself somewhere and decided not to respect the rules that were established for a guest such as yourself.
But that's what I'm saying though, James. Like with me, like he asked me if it was okay. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about the first dude. I'm talking about the one that you caught saying it in the song.
No, because he asked me so I could understand the lyrics and all that shit. I was like, all right, it's cool.
Afterwards?
Huh?
When? At what point did he asked you when? You talking about the one? You talking about the one that said it in a song?
Those are two different dudes.
That's what I'm saying. Which one are you talking about?
The second one.
Right.
The one that was like, oh, so I could show you the song because he was like, oh, I don't want to say it, but is okay so I could show you the lyric. I was like, yeah, it's okay.
Here's the thing. That song has other lyrics.
You say what?
That song has other lyrics.
But it was that
unless the song goes nigga, nigga, then that song has other lyrics.
But my point is, like I was saying before, like I was okay with it because I'm allowing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm allowing it.
I'm not arguing you being okay with it because you allowed it. I'm arguing you allowing it.
But it just shows
once we're past the point of you allowing it, I have no problem with anything.
But my thing is, but it still showed me something though.
Nigga, you didn't need this. It's too late in the world. We in too late of a season of the world for you need to conduct that experiment.
No, nigga, listen. I'm a troll. I fuck with
I get it.
Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to see, like, damn, you feel comfortable doing that? All right, cool.
Of course he does. Have you not seen white people that are racist?
But all I'm saying is, I'm like, damn, like you've never dropped the N-bomb before. I'm like, okay, but I was hoping that
that's because he that's the perfect point to what I'm saying. The reason that I don't allow it for any reason is the same exact reason that you just said. At any point around you before, he never did it. You know why? Because he knew fucking better. He knew it was not the right thing to do. So for you to say, for him to still have the desire to do so, because again, this song was not comprised solely out of the word nigga.
Okay, yeah.
There are other words in the song.
But it was the bar that he was trying to sell to me because he was trying to like, oh, have you heard that bar in that song?
Play it on your phone.
Huh?
Play it on your phone. Not you right now. No, I'm not saying you right now.
I mean, I get you. I get you.
Fuck that. There is no excuse. There's nothing that you're like. And don't get me wrong. This is not me checking you. This is me saying the difference between us for this particular thing. Mm-hmm. There is no circumstance under which I'm going to give a white person permission to say that word. It does not exist.
No, and that's what I've always been on. But for that time, I was like, okay, let's see. But my whole thing is like he don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
he don't talk like that around you,
which is good. And
it's not. It proves the point that he knows he's not supposed to be talking like that. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I was trying to.
It's proving that you know that you're wrong.
And that's what I was trying to say. I was just trying to see. You know what I'm saying? Like
my point is,
I'm just trying to see
in a place such that you don't need to test that hypothesis. I'll give you a prime example. Because I saw this shit this morning.
Listen, you're not we brazy. Well, I'm brazier than you. I want to see. I want to see.
But listen. It relates to this. I saw this morning. That's a fact, sis. I saw this shit this morning. There's a battle rapper that made a bunch of posts about how Hitler was a good person and he helped slaves and blah blah this and blah blah that, right? So after the backlash and everything, he said this was just a social experiment to see how y'all react. And it's crazy how y'all reacted to this stuff, but y'all react to when I say good stuff. Here's the thing about this social experiment. It's not one that we needed an answer for. And that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing in your situation. It's not one that we needed an answer for. You know white people that are like that are going to behave that way. It's not something we needed an answer for.
It's just, I wanted to see.
I get it.
I wanted to see if he actually would.
I'm not fussing. I'm just saying, I get your curiosity on it, but again, it wasn't a revelation to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even curious. I was like, damn, like, let's see how comfortable you will feel singing. Because after he said, I was like, he looked at me, he was like, oh, my bad. I was like, no, I gave you the pass to do it. Now you know, as long as you're not calling me that, you feel me? Like,
I would venture to say that if I
what I'm saying is, I double checked
people in my life. If I told them that they can say the N-word, they would pass.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No, nigga, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The point I'm making is,
I was trying to see if he would do it or not.
You knew he wasn't going to pass. This is not something that you needed to know. Again, if I say to you, yo, so can I say it? Can I say it?
Certain people I need to know because it's like
because he's don't. You
I
know
do.
Answer.
You different.
You know the answer already, yo.
Nah, nigga. Nah.
Yo, if I say to you, can I say it? Like, all right, for instance, not to put you on blast because we all.
You about to go ahead.
I am about to, but you know, it's all love because they know our relationship. God damn it. So one of the things that I was never heavy into doing, so it's not as hard for me to not do it, is referring to women as bitches.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever Addie slips up, I say something.
Yeah, facts.
So it would be like, and this has never happened. I want to be clear. This has never happened. But it would be like if we were having a conversation about a woman and you were like, yo, can I say it? Can I call it this? Like, my response wouldn't be, I wonder if he really wants to say it. No, it's proof positive that he wants to say it. Because he asked, could he fucking say it?
Yeah.
He asked you, could he say it? It means he's going to say it.
It's either I say it or I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
that's all that I'm saying.
But
this test that you gave him, he failed, but you knew he was going to fail. There was no.
I mean, necessarily, I didn't.
Come
know.
on, yo.
I ain't know.
There was nothing. There was nothing about the scenario.
I'm gonna be with you. Okay. I was giving a bit of the doubt.
I get that.
Like,
no,
my whole thing is like, say it then, say it.
The thing.
You know,
the benefit of the doubt literally means, all right, I might have evidence that you would actually do this, but because it's you,
the only evidence that I have is like, yo, you white, so you might do that.
What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? But he just gave you more evidence. Is the point?
And then I'm just like, so
he gave you evidence. He said, "Yo, can I say it?" That is all the evidence. That is the flaming gun.
So then
right there.
I should have cut it right then, and be like, no, don't even spit the verse.
No, huh?
No, I'm asking.
Say it again.
No, I'm saying after I found that out, right?
Right.
When I give it a pass, just be like, well, then don't even spit the verse. That's what I'm asking.
Well, no, it is possible because we act like not we, but people act like it's impossible to rap without not saying a couple words.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, B. Like, what I'm saying is, I feel like the disconnect with you and I right now, right? Mm-hmm. And trust me, I'm following you. As soon as I give him the pass, I should have been like, all right, don't even spit the shit.
No. I'm not speaking on what you should have done after you gave him the pass. Again, anything after the point where in your head you decided it was okay for him to say that, everything after that point follows logically. I'm not fussing about any of that shit. My issue, not even issue, where I differ is that would have never come to my mind. I just wanted to give you a pass.
I just wanted to see, like.
But you knew is the point that I'm making. You knew. If I ask you, people don't ask for permission to do things they don't want to do.
No, that's not true. Because
what the fuck?
No, I've had white friends. I'd be like, yo, that's same shit, but I don't even want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
No. Listen to me clearly. People might bring up hypotheticals for things they would never do. People don't ask for permission to do things they don't want to do. That's not a thing.
I got you.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
But I guess I just wanted to see, like, yo, would you still do it? It's just
I
like
get
the same way, like, oh, when niggas say some shit, whatever, oh, say it again or punch me in my face.
But that's different because there's a direct consequence tied to it.
Yeah. I get that. I fucked up with that, but it's just like,
again, I don't know if I would classify it as you fucking up.
No, it's just like with me, because you know how I am. It's just like, I just want to see. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you really that comfortable with me?
I'm not making the point that you're wrong. I'm making the point that you answered a question that didn't need to be answered. Yeah, is the point that I'm making. Yeah, you knew the answer because again, he asked if he could do it. Yeah, so I knew he'd probably do that shit. Yeah, right.
But I just want to see who do it in front of me. That's it. And I was like, oh damn, that's wild. But I mean, then I told him it was wild. I was like, yo, just know, like, you can't respond to me like that. You can't call me yeah, nigga, you can't call me none of that. Like,
yeah,
because we're like, I'm not gonna say what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight
I'd
you.
rather not fight.
No,
It should be a scenario where
no. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying what you're going to do after I duff you in your
I know you're gonna beat his ass.
Yeah,
I know. Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm going to fight if you ever drop that shit again in front of me.
And
as
what
far
I'm
as like
saying is
announcing me and approaching me.
What
like,
I'm saying is, I would prefer that it never have to get there, and my presence or my words are enough
for facts.
that's my preference.
But what I'm saying,
hope always.
I test shit like that. Like, all right, like I'm like this, so all right, cool, you get that, boom. But just as long as you
I would argue
as
the
long
only
as you
thing that you
understand,
did wrong is
let him do it.
That when he failed, no. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong for that. I'm saying I'm different than you on that note. The only
I just wanted
wrong
I just wanted
is that when he failed the test, you didn't check his chin.
Oh no, I did.
No,
well, no. I not physically, but I reminded him again. I'm like, hey, don't ever call me.
And here's
nigga.
the thing,
you
know how confusing that is. Nah, if I was him, it would be fuck you, because
if it would have been that, then you would have been duffed in the face. Like he would have been duffed in the face.
I get that, but what I'm saying, but now we're in the territory where you incited this unnecessary thing, right?
Fine,
because if you give me permission to do something and then literally say, all right, yeah, you can't do that no more. Who the fuck are you?
No. But I told him beforehand, like,
what you mean?
As long as you don't talk to me like that, like you don't address me as that way, you feel me?
Right.
It's cool. Especially at a bar that you feel like I won't understand if you don't say that word.
No,
like,
fuck
nigga,
that bar.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why
pull out your fucking phone right now
but I want
and play the song.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just like, yo. And I'm like, again, that was just a bar you spit.
Yeah.
But still don't address me like that because no. At the end of the day, don't address me like that. Still, how I kept it like, because we going to fight because you already know.
No,
I told you.
You handle that part.
I told you, don't do that with me. All the other black people that you cool with at this job or outside the job, if they're okay with it, cool, fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And this ain't the same person. I'm just saying, with me though, don't ever address me as my nigga Jay, my nigga Jamie, my nigga Addy. Nah. I am duffing you in your shit because I already let you know I am not doing that. And if all them other if all them niggas have a problem with it, I'll fight them too if they trying to back you. Dead ass, like,
see,
you know what I'm saying?
Now you're going extreme with it. Listen.
No, because
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
It could get to that because they'll be like,
it could very well get to that.
Dead ass, like,
this is why
y'all let him do that with y'all. Like, I don't think that he does that with them. I don't think that he calls them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he does.
Maybe not.
I don't know, but I'm saying with me, you ain't doing that with me. You ain't. What's up, my nigga? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, dead ass be like.
But see, this is the thing. I am about prevention.
My thing is like I already let you know, like we ain't doing that.
But see, I'm about prevention.
Nah,
I don't
fuck
want
that.
it to be his. I don't want that to be a thought of his from the jump. I don't want to give him the false hope of me saying that it's okay once, and then him feeling the type of way because
but I already reiterated like, all right, you did your thing, but still, what I said before, like it's still that like you can't talk to me like that. You can't drop that with me, like.
But that's my point. I don't want to get to a point where I'm telling people that I don't know what they can't do. Specifically telling them what they can't do because that invites challenge.
No, but
that's the point that I'm making.
But you know what's cool about it though? Not once has he ever done that shit again.
Of course he hasn't, nigga. That's
like I will fight you.
But
you
nigga, he wasn't doing no. Listen to the point.
I get it. Like he wasn't doing it to fight.
Right, he wasn't doing it in the first place.
I was just letting him know, like
you created an issue that didn't exist.
Nah, I was letting him know. I was letting him know. I was letting him know, like, this could be an issue if you do that shit outside of this.
I get that.
I'll fight you,
but you created an interpersonal situation that was not there.
fine, then
whether
fine, dog.
whether he said nigga around whoever before that instance happened between the two of you is irrelevant. He was not comfortable saying it around you. And
that's why he asked.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you told him to say it around you. So now
I ain't telling him to say him like if
you say yes, you can do it.
But I ain't say you had to. Like
you gave him a pass.
But hold on. So people can't hold themselves accountable. Like
sis says this is why I have a 0 tolerance policy. An inch turns into a mile of problems.
But let me ask you this.
Right.
Let me ask you this. If I'm giving it up to you like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then why not just not do it?
I agree, but again, the mere fact that he asked for permission means that he was going to say it if you said yes. I have never.
I just wanted to see.
Any white person that I am a friend with, I have never. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I have never, ever in any scenario.
Hey,
if I'm on vacation, and we listening to
can
rap,
I just say
I'm saying all the niggas. If we around friends and I'm calling Marcus and Fab niggas and there's white people present, never, not once has any of them said, "Yo, can I say it?"
Hey, yo, to be fair,
can I say it?
In 35 years, that was my first song. I was just like,
that's great.
I just wanted to see.
That's a good.
My whole thing is like, yo, you got respect to me, and everything that I brought down to you about, like, yo, nah, I don't play that type of shit.
Right.
I wanted to see. I just wanted to see, like, yo, are you hearing what I'm saying? And don't address me like that.
What I'm saying is you're a menace.
See, I am because I like
people might hear this argument and think that I'm trying to say something weird about your black card or some bullshit.
Oh no, I know you never pull mine.
The point that I'm making is he's introducing a scenario that could go left when that scenario wasn't really there in the beginning. And now you're like, oh yeah, go ahead, say it. Fuck you mean, go ahead, say it. All right, then I'm gonna say it. No, what? No, stop.
But my whole thing is don't say it towards me.
I get that. But what I'm saying is, again, I've never had a white friend.
Hey, yo, check me out. If he would have spit those bars with the N-word in it, and it was like, yeah, my nigga, I'm straight in his shit.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking
about. That's the test.
This is the point that I'm making, though.
But listen, never again, though. Never again. Even with that shit, I felt mad touchy about it.
Of course you did.
Because I didn't like that he was like, he felt comfortable doing it. I was like,
that's my point.
I was like,
that's
damn.
Sometimes, the whole ignorance is bliss thing. That shit is true. Sometimes it's better to not know. This is not a scenario that's life and death.
You know how
You're not going to be made, like nothing's going to happen to you by not knowing that this motherfucker casually says the N-word. Like,
you know what I should have done? I should have handled it the way that I handled it the first time. Like, with the white boy was like, oh, everybody else, all the other black people okay with me saying that shit. It's okay with you, and I'm like, nah, nigga, because I'm gonna fight you, B. Like,
I'm
you know what I'm saying?
Than them.
You feel me? Like, I'm gonna fight you.
How they feel is how they feel.
But that's why I guess I was trying to like put certain lines, like, all right,
sure,
do the verse.
But my argument is,
you're
establishing a line.
He was trying to say like I wouldn't.
There.
He was trying to say I wouldn't understand the verse if he didn't say that word. I'm like
that, and here's the thing.
But it's like
you're saying that if he would have ended off saying it, if he said the verse and then he was like, "Yeah, my nigga," you would have punched him. I'm saying when he said to me, "You wouldn't understand this if I didn't say the whole word." That would have been the problem, right? The problem so what the fuck are you saying?
But the difference is between those two different people.
Incapable of understanding the context of a line without one fucking word.
That's why I egged it on. But the difference between those two people is one I liked more. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like there's caveats and nuances. Like I liked him.
Everything has nuance. Everything has context. I agree.
But I did it. I should have handled it like that. But I'm gonna give Buddy not a pass, but I'm gonna give him credence because, like,
I want you to be clear again. I'm not saying shouldn't have.
No, because he does not. After that, he's never dropped the N-bomb in front of me.
Of course he hasn't, because he didn't do it before that.
No, because I let him know. Also, because I let him know
Yes, but again, you didn't have the point that I'm making is you solved a problem that didn't exist.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm gonna let them know it's a problem that could potentially exist if you feel
you didn't have to let him know. He asked you for permission.
Yeah, and then
you're missing that part. You're not thinking about that part. The fact that he asked you for permission means that he's already established that this might not be okay around you. That's literally him knowing not to say this shit around you.
But I also feel like you should already know, like, it's not okay, period.
I don't disagree with that, but clearly...
yeah, because of my actions. But I was just trying to see, like, would you do it?
No, I get it.
And when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, then now it's like double time. Like, yeah, you definitely. If you ever like, I would duff your shit. I don't give a fuck about no dead ass. Like, you be like, yo, what's up, my nigga Jake? Right in your shit. Like,
there's just certain questions that I don't need the answers to. Is the point that I'm?
Nah, I'm different though. I'm different. See, I love my white friends.
Right.
And certain things is like the fact that you feel like you would have to ask me that question because, like,
that's my point.
Yeah, like now let's see what's up. Because I'm gonna tell you this, Jeremy, PJ Neely, a lot of white people, even on Facebook, like, never asked if it was okay.
Never seen it.
I've never. You know what I'm saying? And they know not to. If they see any other white person do that shit or even try to hint at it, they'd be like, "That's racist," without me even acknowledging it at first. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
they'd be like, "That's some racist shit."
But that's the point that I'm making. The white people that I surround myself around, but I'm saying, don't do that. They have never asked me for permission.
But in real life, I don't surround myself around a lot of white people. So
I'm not saying that I do surround myself around.
No, I'm not saying that you. I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying with me. So it's like, oh, so how do I know myself outside of the internet?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So I'm just like,
I have white friends in real life that I don't interact with on the internet, and I have white friends on the internet that I don't see in person. Like, but none of them from either group have ever asked me for permission.
Even when I was shooting with Nels, and Nels, he's Cuban, and he's the Cuban that's like white Cuban or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he's with the shits. Like, he's down with BLM and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I had to hit him up. I was like, hey, yo, bro, like, chill on the N-bomb shit. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you grow up around black people that I get it. Like, but chill with that because I don't feel like having the answer why. Because a lot of people will see him as a white boy and not even know that he's Cuban. You know what I mean? Because he looks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as Florida, a lot of white Cuban people are white.
Exactly. So, but he's not one of those that's like, discriminatory against us because, like, he's grown up with a lot of us than the others. You know what
nigga, a whole battle rapper went years saying nigga only to find out he's not black.
Wow.
He's actually Greek.
So that's what I mean. Like, even when I was like, yo, bro, like, when you're on the pod, he was like, I don't even do it that much. I'm like, not the pod, but the stream was like, he was like, he don't even do it that much. Like, yes. I'm like, yeah, Matt, you don't. But when I told him that shit, he was like, I would chill on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you. Like, you feel me? And even now, even interpersonally, when we just talk on the phone, all that shit, he don't even drop the N-bomb and all that shit. Like, he just, because he understands, like, on some, like, other than just us being friends shit, how will other people see it? Type shit.
Because he should have enough either fear or respect for you.
Yeah, and it's respect.
Right.
But the other nigga, like, what the one, but I just wanted to see what was going to happen because
you knew what the fuck was going to happen.
I did.
It's the argument that I'm going to die. I'm going to die on this hill. I'm going to die on the hill.
I know.
When somebody asks you permission,
yo, James, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's the same way, like, yo, if you fucking with somebody or whatever, they're like, oh, punch me in the face. Punch me in the face.
No, yeah. I would never. No. I would never invite someone to punch me in the face because I don't like being.
No, I'm not saying you. But if they keep egging it on, and then you end up punching them in the face, you gonna be like, oh well, you told me to.
No, I'm not punching nobody in the face if I don't want them to punch them in the face.
But I'm just saying.
It's not going to get me to punch them in the face. Nothing. You can't ask me to do something that I don't want to do, and that's going to make me. That's the point that I'm making.
Well, that's different. That's different.
Yeah, like if I don't want to do something, and you're asking me if I want to do it, That's not gonna make me want to do it.
But if you did it, then you wouldn't be wrong because it's like, damn shit, you keep asking for it.
If you give somebody permission to do something and they do it, they are not wrong for doing it. Word. You may or may not be wrong for giving them permission.
my reaction to what he did, I was like, oh, so now I know you're okay with saying the N-word as long as black people are okay with you saying it. But No. But I had to reiterate to him, like, don't address me like that, even after he said that shit. Because I'm like, I'm not a black person that's okay with that. You know what I'm saying? You got that one time. You had that one time because I gave you the pass. You know what I'm saying? But after this, nah, nigga, like we're not doing that. I just wanted to see if
I can't remember.
No, it's just like, yo, if you say you're not racist, then you know what I'm saying. Like,
I get you.
It was like a stimulus
I can't remember when
if you say you're not racist, then don't say it at all. Period.
Sure.
You already said that you don't do it. Then why do it now? Just even if I give you the pass to say it,
right? Like I don't know. I feel like I can't remember where this conversation happened. It was me and Tim. I don't know if we was on the show. I don't know if it was a video that we. I don't know. I can't remember. But it was a simple warning to the white people who have N-word passes from their friends, and that simple message is, please, for your safety and the safety of those who interact with you, please understand that if a person gives you a pass, that pass applies to that person.
Facts. That's what I told Buddy in my other job. I was like, yo, like these other niggas let you do that shit. But I'm gonna let you know there's niggas like me that won't let that shit slide, period.
Yeah.
So if you do that, like you can't be like, oh, well, other black people that be saying to them.
Yeah, shit. Nah, I don't.
I ain't those other.
That got nothing to do with me, my guy.
You feel me?
Yeah,
because like, I might so-called get triggered.
Well, here's the thing. Again, I don't want to fight. I prefer it never come up.
I mean, I don't want to fight either. Like I told you, like I ain't got no smoke for nobody until the end of the year. You know
Which we confirmed it was a lie as soon as we got off the fucking podcast. But again,
what you mean? I got no
you cussed me out, nigga.
Oh no, that was a smoke. That ain't like I want to fight you with hands. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That was like, nah, nigga, you doing some fuck shit that you talk to me about.
Whatever. Anyway, the point is, I listen. It's the holiday times.
Yeah, I'll go vibes.
There's a whole seasonal depression thing potentially going.
That shit
for different
real,
people. Shit's real. It's absolutely real. Whether it's just because the days are shorter, whether it's because the weather is colder, whether it's because a memory that you have of the holidays that doesn't exist for you in real life anymore, whatever the case may be. I just want everybody out there to be safe.
Yes.
You understand that if someone gives you a pass of any kind, that pass applies to that person and only that person.
And not only that, that would depict the future of you and that person's relationship.
I would prefer that you don't do anything to mess that up.
Because I promise you, if you do it again, it's hands. Like
but I'd prefer that it don't get to that point.
No, fuck that.
I would rather not have to have any fisticuffs with someone because they decided to deliberately disrespect me in my face. That's not what I'm about. I'd rather not fight. I don't want to fight with anybody. But yeah, that's you call it what you want. It is what it is. So that's it for us. Another rousing episode of the Black Culture Geeks. We got to do the plugs and shit. So don't forget to check out Sci Guy, Cyrus the Virus, and his Medicine Mutants podcast. Jamie, are you streaming? You heard me, nigga.
I'm not used to you calling me my actual name. So shit, I had to pause, me.
Nigga, are you streaming?
I'm gonna get back to that. I got all other things I gotta deal with, but I'm gonna get back to that.
All right. Well, when he gets back to it, make sure y'all are subscribed and ready to receive the notifications about such. Also, obviously, at all times, be aware and ready for any new developments with Majestic Comics. That next Kickstarter is they're working on it. It's starting to get into gear. They definitely wanted to make sure that everybody was fulfilled from the last one before they started the new one. So
they made sure everybody got their shit.
Yeah,
matter of fact,
I take care of everybody.
I actually seen Toom. He not shout out somebody. He was on somebody about they thought they didn't get their shit, and he kept up with that. And so it's kind of dope that there's people with their type of prominence that keep in touch with their fans to make sure
you
guys
have to understand specifically for the metal cover one. So they had to
get
special edition made. Then they had to send it off to get the metal cover put on it. Then they had to send it to each of them, and they do not live in the same place.
Right.
Each of them had to ship it to the other one of them so they could each sign it.
Yeah.
And then
send it to y'all. It
got sent to y'all. So
it's a lot.
Be a little patient. Be a little patient about that. Also
just put it out there, even though it doesn't have to be said, but it's not a scam. Like, y'all gonna get y'all shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think it's like 98%.
They're aware. Yeah,
I think it's 98%.
Because those are the same people that buy their physical albums when they just put it up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Also, make sure y'all are subscribed to the Multiware Entertainment YouTube channel. That's where the deeper dives and whatnot happen.
Yeah. I love
there's
that, man.
not a new one. Shut up. There's not a new one this week. I'm going on vacation next week, so I'm trying to get one finished that can be posted next week. But if you one, what?
Matter of fact, make sure like you note this. Shouts to your shorts on YouTube too.
Oh no, that was next. That was next.
Because I seen you the same things that you do on that TikTok.
Good shit, Jonathan.
Yeah,
that was next. Also,
my bad.
I am putting out the first single for this next project on my birthday, which is the 21st. So I am in rollout mode, and I have been doing the tickety talks and the Instagram reels and the YouTube shorts. So if anybody's interested in that, I am Everything by SPJ on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and also on Instagram as Music by SPJ. So quite a few of y'all have been already checking that out, and I appreciate the support. What else? Oh, Jaded Nerd. Don't forget to check out Jaded Nerd's channel called Jaded Nerd. For his live streams and his story times and all that good stuff.
It's just about my dog for getting the job and doing that shit.
Absolutely.
All in the same time.
Doing what he's supposed to do, what he needs to do to take care of the situation. I think that's it. So for my man Adequate. I am SPJ. We have been the Black Culture Geeks, and we will talk to you guys later.
And don't call us nigga. You can don't.